We like Callum Walchester.
We do. Let's give it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the kits, David. I don't know if you describe the colours of the kits, but these must be the most luminous kits I've ever seen on a football pitch at one time.
A really nice contrast. Now, I like the pink shirt that York City. I went and bought one this week, actually.
Yeah, it's nice.
in the sale this week. So I've got the pink shirts, purple shorts and pink socks that York City are wearing. And Braintree, their traditional home colours, the brightest of orange shirts, blue shorts and orange socks. Harrison Mayle is in his all yellow kit today, and he is going to stand in this first half in front of the masses of York City supporters that are behind the goal. They've also taken the whole block here of seating in this relatively small main stand, but there are lots and lots of York City fans here. They won't outnumber the home support, but I reckon there's a good 500.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Shall we say that made the journey?
Brilliant to see. Dare we whisper it? It looks like playoffs, but they still come out and they still support the side.
The game is underway. Braintree kick off and then they go long. Just looking here, it looks as though Josh Stones has started on the right-hand side of the three across the middle with Pearce up front. Another interesting change from the York City manager Adam Hinshelwood, Ian. But now he goes and walks upfield.
Yeah.
So
I think it was just that phase of play dragged him across there. Yeah, that would have been a strange one. That would have been an absolute curveball thrown.
Well, he's definitely right-sided at the minute, where you'd expect a right winger to be, and Pearce has now dropped in, hasn't he? As Braintree come long, and Harrison Mayle has to come outside of his area and clear right-footed first time into touch on halfway directly in front of us, and that'll be a throw into Braintree. 0-0 BBC Radio York on this Saturday afternoon. Coverage of Harrogate at Chesterfield is on DAB, Scarborough Athletic at Southport. The link for that is on our Xvid, also available on the BBC Sport website.
An early sign of what you mentioned earlier, David, about maybe having a go at Crooks, one of the Lisbys, with his pace.
There's a lot of pulling of shirts there between Miranda and Pearce in the centre of midfield. The referee allows it to go on. Headed clear by Braintree. Hunt gets his foot to it. Headed clear this time by the long-serving George Langston. Bit of a mess at the back from Braintree as Pearce tries to get his head on the ball. He goes to ground, falls to Sinclair. He can't bring it under control, and then that is a big up and under from the big centre-back from Braintree across the far side of the ground, where Kyrell Lisby tries to bring it under control. He loses out, and a City play it forward. Stones can't keep hold of it, though. This is going to be a physical game from what we've seen in the opening couple of minutes, Ian.
Yeah, it is. Particularly Josh Stones up there with both centre-halves, really trying to rough him up straight away, really.
Stones is tackled immediately. A Braintree man goes to ground, and the referee says that's a foul as Adam Hinshelwood feels the ball on the far side of the field. And that'll be a free kick to the home team, just short of halfway. In the early kick-off, finished 1-1. Injury time equaliser for Will Davis of Sutton United to grab a 1-1 draw at home to Dagenham.
It was a good header as well, wasn't it?
It was a good header. The late kick-off, as we mentioned earlier on, is Altrincham against Barnet. So City can temporarily close the gap at the top as they try and come forward down the left. Pearce takes on a shot, come cross from about 40 yards from goal, but it loops up kindly, and it's easy for the goalkeeper Henry Gray, who's on loan from Ipswich Town's under-21s, to gather. So it remains 0-0 here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, only Pearce, a real speculative lob cross shot there.
Kindy gets his first touch. He heads it into touch. That'll be a York City throw-in in front of us. They are extremely direct here. This is a lot more direct in the opening stages than they were the other night, where they really tried to use the pace of the two Lisby twins on either wing.
That'll come. That will come, I'm sure.
City have the ball at the back. Fagan Walcott for the first time. He's allowed to come up to halfway without being opposed. He gives it out to Joe Felix on the right-hand side in front of the home team dugout. He plays it down the line. Nice bit of space for Luamba, who has started off on the right. He lofts it into the box. Pearce slips on the turf, and it allows the Braintree defence to clear. I imagine the pitch is pretty bobbly, very dry. The sprinklers haven't been on. We heard Adam Hinshelwood last week wasn't happy. Lisby gets the better of Felix there, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Howe tries to put a block on. He comes across his brother on this near side. Crooks, good tackle from him. Forces Lisby away from goal, and he turns now on this right-hand side. Kari's Lisby gets across it. It's a poor one, though, and it's going to be cleared at the edge of the area by Felix. He doesn't get much on it under pressure from McKindy, and they've worked it to the far side to Cooper. He takes on the shot, and that's into the arms of the goalkeeper. No, it's not. He's fumbled it past the post. We've got a pillar in our way here. I was expecting that to be an easy save for Harrison Mayle, and it's ended up being a corner. Ian, you might have a slightly better view.
I could see what you couldn't see because I'm on the other side of the pillar, and it was a shot just at Harrison Mayle's near stick, and he's managed to claw it out from the post there. But good football, it must be said, from Braintree, switching from right to left, using the pace of both Lisbys. City got to be on the metal here this afternoon. And the pitch, I don't want to make an excuse.
You've seen sand on it, can't you?
Yeah, it's bobbling around, the sand's bouncing up.
That's right, I think that's going well wide of goal as well there. I don't think Harrison Mail had to do anything with it. So it's maybe a needless corner that City have given away here. As referee has a quick word of Callum Howe for some pushing and shoving in that penalty area. They're trying to pin Mail in out there on his goal line, the Braintree players here. The referee blows his whistle. Ball's going to come in from that far side, and it comes in now into centre of goal. Good header clear from Fagan Walcott in front of the banks of York City supporters, and it finds Sinclair. Sinclair turns, and then City try and come forward on the break. That's a lovely ball to the far side to Felix. He tries to play it first time to Stones, and Stones will get there in the penalty area. Tight angle. Stones gets a tackle, comes in on him, but York City win a corner. That's a good break from York City.
Yeah, really good. Fast and fluent there. Then it was Sinclair cut back onto his right foot, pinged the ball out to the ever-winning Joe Felix, and I was screaming, play it first time. Stones is making that run for you, and he did. Got into the box, and he's won a corner here.
Batty goes across to take it. Now, Batty's corners are generally a little bit more floated than Alex Hunt's.
This is interesting.
Again, City are doing what they did last week at Yeovil right at the start, where they all stand, all the players, in the near corner of the penalty area. There's no one apart from in that 5-yard block at the corner of the penalty area. Now they break, and Batty thinks about putting it in. He does now. He drills this one in. A deep one. Callum Howe gets his head to it. Headed clear by Cooper at edge of the area. Then a Braintree man gets the head once more to it, and it's going to come back to Felix on halfway. He lofts it in first time. Appeals for offside. Nothing given. Fagan Walcott tries to bring it down. The control is taken out. The referee says no, high foot, and he's given the free kick to the home side, despite Ian Dunn's appeals for a penalty.
Yeah, I did, because I'm doing the same as you did a minute ago, looking the other side of the barrier, the boulder that's in front of us, and all I saw was Malachi Fagan Walcott getting tripped up. I didn't see his high foot. I'm seeing it on the TV now, but yeah. If he hadn't raised his high foot, it would have been a penalty.
Great, gets ready to take the free kick then. Good header back in play from Callum Howe. Down the left-hand side of the field he goes, looking for a Kindy, who's allowed to turn under pressure from Batty. Then Batty gets the block on it, and it comes into the middle. And it's a free kick, a throw-in, to York City that Felix takes, feels the ball off his manager, Adam Hinshelwood. Any of you on X, and you know Moose from another station, he's here today. And he's done all his pictures with the York City players, so if you keep an eye out on social media, be wishing his friends happy birthdays and all sorts over the next year.
He's good mates with John Lewis, apparently.
Well, he desperately wanted to speak to Tyrese Sinclair, I imagine, because he's heard of his dad.
It's a wee walk past him later on, David.
I think he's still loitering outside the tunnel down there, isn't he?
Someone said he's got another game to go to this afternoon, so he's really getting them in for Twitter this afternoon.
He got Adam Hinshelwood as well. He didn't know him before today. I think it was the first time we were told that he'd met him.
Good friends now, though.
Good friends, they will be. Into touch it goes on this near side for a throw-in for Braintree in an attacking position. Langston, he's got a long throw on him to the number 4. Jogs down. Feels the ball near the corner flag in front of some of the York City fans. And the burger van. £4 for a burger if you're in the home end. £5 there if you're an away fan here.
Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, word, how can that happen? Literally 300 yards separate the price.
Langston gets ready to throw it in. In it comes now. It's a loopy one to the edge of the 6-yard box. Howe gets his head to it, and it's going to come back out, and he's going to get a second opportunity as Langston on this near side. So 0-0, BBC Radio York coming up to 8 minutes gone. They sort of suggest they may go short there, but then Langston's like, no, we're going in the box. In it comes again to the 6-yard box. Mail punch, it doesn't get much on the punch. City struggling to get it clear. Crooks' clearance wasn't the greatest. It's back in the penalty area. Forced wide left is Lisby. Lisby tries to keep it in play and win a corner, and he's managed to turn the first York City man. Then Fagan Walcott gets the challenge in, and they have a second corner of the game here to the home team. They do look dangerous when they come forward, and that ball is bouncing around in the York City penalty area.
I've seen both Lisbys together. I mean, when you said twins, it's that. I mean, clearly identical twins, but everything about them's the same. So yeah, I wonder if one player's slightly better than the other. You can just lift
my laptop up, Sleb, and stick that underneath there, Ian, so it's blowing away. Thank you. In comes the corner from the far side. In the middle of the one, the first header, scramble on the goal line virtually, and City finally managed to hack it clear through Pearce. Comes back in a second time. Hunt gets it just up and under, really. Doesn't get any distance whatsoever. Edge of the area, good tackle from Felix, and then he does clear his line. City had everyone back. That was hair him, scare him for a second.
Yeah, a little bit nervy. Defending nervy as well. The ball put in the box, and Akindi causing all sorts of problems with his physical presence there.
Yeah, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. That City lucky to get it clear Steve Pitt has made a massive difference since coming to this football club a couple of months back. Only one defeat in their last 6. That was here against Boston a week ago. Boston are flying at the minute as well, aren't they? Pearce down the right-hand side, tries to find Luamba. Luamba gets the better of his man, Hunt. Then he tries to feed it through once more to Felix. Almost feeds it through. Little touch from the defender over there. Langston again, I think, on the stretch. It goes into touch for a York City throw-in, 10 yards away from the corner flag, in front of the 2 derelict ice cream vans that we just can't see because they're hidden behind that corrugated iron.
What are we called there? Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. something or other.
Whippy.
No, they weren't Mr. and Mrs. Whippy.
Cheers.
I was joking. Mr. Cheers and Mrs. Cheers, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fourth official, we've lost the ball.
Of course, the first thing we did was to see if they were open for business.
They weren't.
They weren't.
No, and then you realise you probably don't want them to be open for business. They've been there for a long, long time.
Long time.
Felix takes the throw in, gets it back off Hunt. Felix to Batty, who puts in a deep cross. Goalkeeper's going to come gather, though, unopposed. In fact, Langston gets in the way of his goalkeeper there. Made that take a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. 0-0 it remains. Afternoon to everyone who's got in touch on social media to say they're listening this afternoon. To Carol and Phil, who normally sit behind us at the LNER. I know they're not here today. I hope you're getting on well, Phil. I saw Carol the other night at the theatre. To Heather, who's fractured a collarbone and is listening. To Jo, she's listening at home. Delighted you're back in.
Nice to hear.
Well, quite amazing too.
Yes.
Daniel and John.
Thanks, Joe.
They're listening in Haxby, I'm told. Florence and Robin, wherever they are. Thomas and Fran. Paul and Karen. Paul, the taxi driver, driving around with Karen.
Andrew and Arlo, they're listening.
If you want to get in touch, let us know where you're listening this afternoon. You can do at BBC York Sport 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333 again. Start your message with the word York. The tackle comes in on Luamba on the far side of the ground, and Braintree win the throw in. To a decent round of applause from their supporters. Yeah, this is a really old school non-league ground that really needs a lot of money spending on it if they were to ever have any dreams of going into the Football League.
Well, they probably have to move.
They would. They would.
Sounds blunt, but
beat Worthing last year in the playoff final. Of course, Enniswood was at York City at that point. At Worthing that game as well, in a belting game. I think it was 4-3 that ended. So Ollie Pearce and Joe Felix maybe wanting a little bit of revenge over there, as Luamba has a bit of a hug with the Kindy. Both got their arms around each other and a bit of a laugh and a joke about something right in front of Gary Elphick. Throw in inside their own half that Langston again has gone across to take. In fact, it's the Clampin, actually, the fullback, who's thrown that down the line, and Felix is able to clear for York. Langston gets his head to this one. Pearce tries to bring it down under control and he can't do so. Now they feed it through, looking for Lisby, who's around the back. He's through, 1-on-1 is Lisby. Tightish angle, and now he pulls it back to his twin, and it's blocked on the goal line again virtually from York City, and Crooks is able to clear. That was Kyrese Lisby this time, who got around the back of York City and just couldn't bring the ball under control on a really hard and bouncy surface. And City now come forward with Sinclair. Poor pass though to Hunt. Hunt can't get there either. That was a really poor pass from Tyrese Sinclair under no pressure, really.
It was. It's like this is like an
Felix has won it back though really well for York City. Now it's Hunt. Hunt tries to play it through. That's a terrible pass from Hunt as well for Stones. Again, the ball bobbled. He immediately looks at the pitch and apologises.
They're almost trying to overcompensate because they know the pitch is bobbly and they just too much put on it. It's like an AstroTurf with bobbles on. That's what it looks like. Too hard. It's a really solid hard pitch. However, that came to York's benefit and advantage there because Lisby was through, but for the bobbles, I think he was through to have a shot.
That's the thing with the Lisbys. They've obviously got a lot of pace.
Yeah.
But you just look at the level that they've been playing at, which tells you they're not very consistent. As Kyrese goes through again on the edge of the area, Crooks follows him out there to the left-hand side. He was at Cray Valley last year, wasn't he, in that big FA Cup tie on the BBC, was Kyrell Lisby. Kyrese Lisby's on loan from Colchester, but not getting a game in a team that's not been playing well until recent weeks in League Two. Oh, and Sinclair's hit that against his own face. He tried to bring it under control. It's right in the chops.
He's had a Chris Brass there, hasn't he?
He has. It was like a Chris Brass. Everyone will remember that goal for Berry. He blasted it off his face straight to his own goal.
Best own goal I've ever seen. Chris Brass.
He's now just getting his senses right. He's trying Sinclair in front of us
Chris
here.
Brass.
Fagan Walcott for York at the back. They're just sitting off him. He comes forward over halfway. Now he turns and goes back to Batty. Batty, crossfield ball, looking for Sinclair, loads of room on this near side, and he's going to get it as well as Tyree Sinclair. Gets past his man, the penalty area. Into the penalty box he comes, tight angle. Sinclair takes on the shot, it's blocked, and it falls to Crooks. Back to Sinclair. Sinclair takes a shot. Goalkeeper has to dive, but it's an easy save for him, and it stays 0-0.
Yeah, really good play by Tyree Sinclair there. Brought the ball down. It was a speculative sort of cross pass from Dan Batty, but Sinclair took it down really well.
Pennington just completely misread it, didn't he? The fullback.
He did, yeah.
He has his loan from Luton made permanent today. Forward again, so not far. He's not had to move too far. Making the move from Luton. Of course, York could just be one division beneath Luton last year. 4 last year it was. Next year, sorry, if they go up down this right-hand side. Lisby just can't get there. That's good covering again by Fagan Walcott. He puts it behind the expense of a corner. But they're almost in again on this right-hand side. Well,
I mean, yeah, we talk about inconsistencies, but today both Lisbys are causing havoc with the pace here against City. Crooks caught out there by Lisby, who passed it into Lisby in the box. Lightning pace.
Yeah, Kyrese and Kyrell.
Yeah.
Not much originality going on there, is there?
Not really. Kevin?
Kevin.
Mum, Karen. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Right, on this near side, corner kick. About to be taken by Cooper. And it comes now into the penalty area, penalty spot, and that's been hacked high and clear onto the roof of Harrison Mayles' net. He always knew that was dropping over, despite a few oohs and a few ahs around us, and it remains 0-0 here on BBC Radio York. Mail, I think, is just going to take a few seconds here.
Yeah, just to gather our senses a little bit, because City they're doing okay, City, but they've been caught out 2 or 3 times now, just by the pure pace of both Lisbys.
Yeah, they're an awkward opponent, aren't they?
Yeah. On an awkward
Downfield,
pitch.
Stones flicks it to Pearce. Pearce gives it back to Stones. He says it's got to go to Sinclair. It's a terrible pass from Stones. Sinclair loads of room. He's blasted it about 5 or 6 yards away from him, and there's no way he's going to keep that in play.
I don't think we can blame the pitch there either. It's just a poor pass from Josh Stones.
Goals in the National League so far: Ebbsfleet 1 down at Aldershot, Southend 1 up at Eastleigh, Hartlepool 1 up on Boston. All the other games are 0-0. Altrincham Barnet is 5:30.
Hartlepool needs the points, don't they?
Kindy flicks that on, looking for the Kyrese version of Lisby. Harrison Mayle clears first time down the centre of the field that Clampin gets his head to, and then they go long again with a big up and under onto the head of Howe. Flicked further forward by Batty. Back it goes to Langston. That really is just a big up and under, side-footed downfield looking for a Kindy, and a Kindy's got the better of Crooks there. Cooper cross into the back post. Well, they ain't going to win many headers in the air, the Lisby brothers, so that's probably pretty pointless, that cross. It's gone all the way across the far side of the field. They can't get this crossing because this one's blocked by Hunt, and it goes into this empty stand, the corrugated iron terrace at that far side of the ground. And that'll be a chance again for Langston to go all the way across if he wants to, or is he going to leave it for Clampin? I think he is.
I thought you were calling that stand the corrugated iron terrace there.
I have no idea what that stand's called. And it comes now into the area. Howe wins that in the air, and good-headed clearance as well from him. And now almost caught on it is Tyree Sinclair. Oh, he's won that free kick as Tyree Sinclair, as he's caught by Francis Clark, and the referee books him. Well, that's a bit soft.
That is a bit soft. I think Clark, he'd lost control of the ball. That was the problem.
He didn't complain about the decision. I thought it was a bit harsh, to be perfectly honest, but yeah. Aidan Francis Clark, former Luton Town Academy man. There are lots of links here between the two sides, which you know will thrill the York City supporters. He got shown the yellow. The referee thought the break was on, I think, but I don't know. I think he's unfortunate there as the Braintree defender. City take the free kick. Fagan Walcott to this near side. That's way behind Sinclair. Got 10 yards behind Sinclair this time, straight into touch. City's passing game, the radar is not working correctly so far.
No, at times it's been really wild, really random. Just there, Malachi Fagan Walcott, 9 times out of 10 he pings it from right to left. And this was just one of them, pinged it right out of the ground.
That's I feel sorry for someone like Tyree Sinclair, who has started on the left, because if he's not getting the service, if he's not getting the ball, how can he do anything with it? Because people here who may be listening think, well, Tyree Sinclair's name's not been mentioned that often. He's not been involved really, and it's because he just hasn't. The service across to him has been atrocious.
No, and he's making himself available. He's working the line really well, but yeah, the passes to him have just been Stones there, Malachi there.
Graham Bradbury talking to Kev, the coach driver, along this back row, and we can see Kev needs to keep his senses about him. He's got to drive home later on with all these players in the bus, Graham. You've got to give him a bit of a break.
Yeah.
They come forward to Braintree, told to shoot, and that's gone well wide of goal. Again, a few oohs and ahs as Marshall Miranda was allowed to wander up towards the edge of the York City penalty area and take on that shot unopposed, but it was never going in once more. Should have done better. City slack again with the picking up of players. It's still 0-0 as we approach the 20-minute mark here on BBC Radio York. Mail clears onto the head of Francis Clark. Now they have it in midfield to the home team. Big up and under again, looking for Lisby on that far side. Fagan Walcott just let him run off him there. That was weird, as if he's half playing offside and he was just doing a bit of daydreaming. But he's got a cross again now. He's got to stop the cross coming in. He can't so far. He's still got it. Lisby, Batty's there to head clear for York. He finds Stones, who's not had much he can work with here so far. And they have it at the back once more with Langston. Again, how often do you practice that up and under, do you think, if you're George Langston? Because that seems to be his one bit of heading the ball to keep it out of his own penalty area. But then every time he gets it, it's just one big up and under down the centre of the pitch. There's nothing flashy about it.
No, he doesn't mess around, does it? It literally is a have-it moment.
It is, every time he gets it.
Yeah. He's obviously playing, he wants to put it in the sky, hopefully win a throw-in, then he comes along and takes it, doesn't he? The big throw-in to the box.
Crooks then has a defensive throw-in to take for York. Right by his own corner flag in front of a couple of the flags. York City South banner, and We Are Yorks as the one alongside it. Doesn't get much distance. Stone's able to flick it forward though. Pearce can't get it as the Miranda Marshall throws himself to the ground looking for a free kick. Now there's another foul in the centre of the pitch, and Hunt's the one who's being penalised.
I think he was giving that for the Pearce when he missed the referee. Pearce had just bundled over there.
And Miranda's gone across there and talking to him. He's got Miranda on his back, but his name is Marshall Miranda. We're told he's likes the full.
But they couldn't fit. Didn't have enough numbers.
That'll be the issue. That'll be the issue. They've stolen a good. How far are we going here? 10 yards with this? He was in the centre circle of that foul.
Yeah.
Right in the centre of the field. So they're going to have to try and create some angle on this. Well, they don't really. So it's easy for Callum Howe just to head clear. He comes back to Cooper. That's a deeper one round the back. Offside flag goes up immediately. You can catch it out the corner of my eye. It's Langston who's been caught offside, not a Kindy.
They're causing us some problems, Braintree. The way that they have mixed the long ball up with use of the wingers.
I'm tempted to say they're the better side. Obviously, City play the better football, but they're having most possession and the better chances. There have been some scrambles in that York City goal mouth, haven't there? Now, York City have won a throw-in right by the corner flag down the other end of the field, and Sinclair immediately applauds Harrison Mayle for that long ball, that quick ball forward. Sinclair takes a short throw to Crooks, who controls it back to him on his chest. He's still inside there, hasn't he? Oh, that's so poor. I can see it from the other end of the field, and I knew he hadn't got back on side. That was so poor from Tyree Sinclair and Adam Crooks. Really awful.
Really strange. They should know better than that. A throw-in right in the corner of the pitch. If you're going to receive the ball back from the person you're throwing the ball to, you're going to be offside. And was. Yeah.
You can have no sympathy with a footballer, whoever it is, for getting caught offside there.
Not like that.
Both players equally culpable.
Yeah.
Stupid football. Batty clears. Long. Headed clear by Francis Clark. Stones again just can't control the ball. They're really struggling with the bounce and the way this ball is bobbling around. Then Stones puts in a good hard tackle on the far side of the field. The referee just checks on the welfare of the Braintree man. He's fine. And it'll be a throw in to the home team halfway inside their own half. Far side of the field, 0-0 it remains. City really struggling to create their first clear-cut chance.
They have, and you've got to say the Braintree have had the better of the. They've only been half chances themselves, but they have looked threatening. I think more threatening than we'd like to see them. So, yeah, City have got it all on this afternoon.
Just looking at the dugouts, the far side of the field, and they look crammed in like sardines on that York City dugout, don't they? They look like they're sitting down on boxes and all sorts over there. They're really squashed in. Maybe this is why Braintree only ever named 4 or 5 subs. It's because they don't have enough seats for them all.
It could be that. yeah.
Look at them. Yeah. They're virtually sat on each other's knees at this side of the dugout, all the Yorks. It's the smallest dugout you've ever seen.
It's one of them old school photos.
That's given away by the goalkeeper to Hunt, but he can't bring it under control, and the orange shirts have it once more. Now City win it back. Round the corner, Pearce to Stones. Back to Pearce, but he can't do anything with that, and they do clear now. Down this right-hand side, the Lisby, one of them, whoever this is coming across this side this time, is going to run forward. It's Kyrese. He goes back into midfield. He's going to get it back again in a second. If they can pick him out, Robinson, former Dagenham man. He can't. And that's a throw-in to Braintree. Just over halfway that Pennington comes across to take. He takes it now. Oh, they're giving it away to Stones. Can Stones... Oh, he's absolutely blasted. What was...
That must have hurt. Right at Pearce.
Stones has absolutely belted that ball at Pearce from about 6 yards away. I think he was hoping it was going to get a nick off the defender who was within the vicinity and it go out for a throw-in, but he's absolutely nailed his own player there.
He caught Ollie Pearce flush. And Pearce...
He hasn't flinched.
He hasn't flinched, yeah.
You heard the thud as he battered it. Oh, then the throw on goal. Akinde, mistake by Howe. Akinde slides it past Harrison Mayle. That's a bad mistake by Callum Howe. I don't know if he lost his footing. He's having a word with the referee saying there should have been a foul. Braintree have the lead through the big man John Akinde. We're going to have to watch this back to see what exactly went wrong there for York City. And we will do in a second. James Cleverley's up off his feet here applauding. John Akinde's come across to see him. Big fans of John Akinde, who's James Cleverley.
His local MP.
Right, let's have a look. What went wrong here? Luamba got caught on the ball. Oh, and then he just wasn't expecting it. How Akinde shrugged him off and just calmly slotted it past Harrison Miller, who dived to his right. He put it past his left. And Braintree will say they deserved the lead. 25 minutes gone. Braintree 1, York City 0.
Genuinely, I'm sat here, David, and you can't say this hasn't been coming. Braintree have had half moments, but they've had moments, and City have looked vulnerable at times. And on that occasion there, it is a mistake, but Akinde, he bobbled right in front of him as well, and he still managed to slot it past Harrison Mayle. It's a good finish, but it's a bit of a mess. Two more.
Paul Bowser's been in touch. He says he's watching from far, not impressed with the pitch.
Luamba's lost possession. It's not Howe's fault, I don't think.
He wasn't expecting it, was he?
No, there's no chance. A great finish.
Dave Bauer listening in Perth, Australia. Before he heads home, he's going to be at Rochdale Tuesday night with his jet lag. City need to turn up here, because so far they haven't done, really.
I think that's it. We haven't actually turned up yet. We haven't shown what we're about. We haven't shown the traits that have took us towards the top of the table.
Crooks takes on the throw-in to Pearce. Pearce around the corner to Stones. Pearce gets it back into midfield. It goes to Batty. Batty thought about having the shot from 25 yards. Instead, he feeds it out to Luamba. Luamba trying to get a cross in, decides to go back to Felix. Felix puts the cross in. Not cleared that great by Braintree, but they're going to get the rub of the green here as the ball comes across this near side of the field, and it's kept in play by Pennington. St Clair comes across, and that's the throw in to the home team halfway inside their own half. They lead by a goal to 0. Yeah, Luamba's not been involved, has he? And his most notable thing he's done there is give away possession in a dangerous position.
Yeah. I'm not really. I don't think you can apportion blame to Callum Howe there. I think
he slips. He completely wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. Not good play from Luamba, I'm afraid. And after that, it is a good finish. The City got to pull the socks up here, David, and get on that ball and start pressing Braintree a bit. Get
and Sinclair
behind them.
Are having a bit of a laugh and a joke on this near side. Sinclair's suggesting he's being pushed by Akinde. That's a bit of a mismatch as well between those two.
No word, he's a big lad, Akinde.
Pennington throw in down the line, looking for Akinde. Crooks gets the better of him, and Sinclair then gets it, and Hunt gets his clearance away. Stones beaten to that in the air. Comes across on this near side. Langston nips in. York City get their foot on the ball. Batty can't bring it under control. It is the same for both sides, but they've got to find a way of dealing with pitches that aren't conducive to passing the ball around.
Yeah, I mean, it can be an issue because City do play on good pitches. Generally good pitches. They play good. That's how they play the good football, and it's not an excuse because both teams have to play on the same pitch, but if one's more used to playing on a pitch that's not a bit naughty, it does benefit them.
Good tackle came in there. City clear the ball from Fagan Walcott. But it's the orange shirts who have it on the far side. City just can't get any sort of patterns of play here.
They just can't get on the ball. They cannot get on the ball. And fair play to Braintree, they're not allowing it.
Goalkeeper clears once more down the centre of the field. Long looking for Akinde. Howe gets his headed to it, but it's going to fall to Cooper on this near side. Cooper thinks about putting a cross in, then waits for Pennington to come round on the right. The overlapping runner. Batty holds him up just outside the penalty area. Pennington threads it through. Crooks on the stretch, gives it back to Pennington. Now he puts the cross into the near post. Howe heads clear. Mail started to come, but I don't think called for it. Then Batty's completely sliced his clearance. Does get no distance whatsoever. Falls to an orange shirt, and then Howe just gets rid once more, and it's sent forward once more again by Braintree this time. Lisby, the ball's in the air so much. Tackle comes in from Luamba. Lisby looking for a foul, not given by the referee. Hunt, though, gives possession straight back to the orange shirts, and he's still down on the floor, but Braintree refused to kick the ball out. Now City can try and come forward, and that'll be a York City throw in as the ball deflects off that far side off Clampin. Referee's having a word here. The Braintree man, Lisby, still on the floor.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with him because he didn't get a foul.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. Look at the way he jumped up there.
Yeah.
That's Kyrell Lisby this time, trying to buy a free kick. 1-0 then. Braintree continue to lead. Half an hour gone. Did he find out where is the MP for? James Cleverley? Is he the local MP? Felix takes the throw in, gives it straight to an orange shirt. Well, when Joe Felix is doing things like that, you know it's not going great. Hunt now has it for City. Southport 0, Scarborough 1. Richie Bennett with the opening goal for Jonathan Greening's side, who've just found a bit of form as the season starts to draw to a close. Batty, long diagonal ball from him. Across that far side, Felix does really well. Takes it first time in his stride, gets on the back. Then a good tackle comes in on him, and that goes behind for a goal kick.
My word. Braintree.
He's the local MP.
He's the local MP.
Yeah. Well, he was up and on his feet. Loving it when that goal went in from John Akindi. Goalkeeper's now going to take his time. Something else City are going to have to fight against now in this game, now that they've gone behind. It does seem a little bit flat as well from York City. This is my concern as the season sort of draws to a close, if they don't have too much to play for.
I sort of hinted that earlier. It feels like we're all, you don't want to say we're in the playoffs, second or third, but we pretty much are. You've got to keep motivated. You've got to keep putting in performances, because we cannot go into those playoffs anything less than 100% at it. Especially with the break at the end of the season, obviously 2 weeks before City would play a match.
Pearce beaten to that again as the ball's just bouncing around. Howe this time gives it the big up and under. Onto head of Langston. Hunt flicks it into midfield. Who's going to get it? Stones gets there first. Sends it out wide right to Felix. Felix can keep it in play. Now the referee's pulled it back for a free kick because there was a slightly late challenge on Stones there.
That's good refereeing, actually, because you could see Joe Felix wasn't really gaining an advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that point you make, David, it's
Now what would you do from here, Ian? Because this is about 35 yards out, so it's probably just a little bit too far to have a shot, but it's really central, and they're getting absolutely nowhere here. Well, would you have a bit of a pop?
Maybe, because they've won everything so far in the air. Even Callum Howe has struggled to beat these guys.
There's the wall. Well, the wall's miles, but there's not really a wall.
There's no wall. It's one man. I'd hit it and see if it bobbles.
Well, Batty's over it. He's going to shift it, I think, just to Hunt, and then Batty will try and switch. They're going to try and create a little bit more of an angle here.
An angle. Crooks is at the back stick, unmarked. Crooks and Howe are there.
McKindy's trying to get near to them both. How do they do that? Batty, then he comes forward with it. He's going to hit it. It's Batty, but he's blocked immediately. Well, it was a nice idea, but not well executed. York City win a throw-in.
Yeah, it was almost like, yes, we're going to have a shot, but not really, wasn't it? It was, no conviction, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Well, 833 days since Dan Batty scored a goal.
Well, bless him. He's a cracking player. The goals will probably come if he gets into their
I'm glad you used the word probably.
They need to get into their box to score.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Throw in from Joe Felix, the far side of the field. He takes it to Batty. Back to Felix. He can't do anything with that.
The thing is, Dan Batty strikes the ball so well. I'd like to see him getting within 20, 25 yards of the goal and, have a ping one in, see what happens. But he doesn't really get to that close to the opposing penalty area, I suppose.
City have got another throw. Luamba's drying this off, and now as if they're going to have a long one. What's he got in his locker? Junior Luamba. We've not seen this before.
This would be new, wouldn't it?
How far is it going to go? In it comes. It's very high. It's the edge of 6 yard box. It's not bad, but they're going to win those all day long, aren't they?
Yeah. It's not. It's not like some long throws you see sort of darting.
Yeah, it wasn't flat.
Yeah, it was.
It was a loopy one.
Came down with a little bit of ice on it.
It did. They've got to test them though, because they're defending in the first half against it the other day. The goal they conceded was from a corner. It wasn't great from set pieces.
Now Luamba's going to try this again.
He's got another one from back further upfield, so he's got more of an angle to work with.
Yeah, but this is a bigger reach as well from where he's going to throw it from.
Again, it sort of slips out of his hand, just reaches the penalty box. It bounces around, and Braintree managed to clear. And yeah, it wasn't great. There's a little shove in the back of Crooks. He made sure the referee saw it, who had a perfect view, and the referee blows immediately. Free kick to York City with a decision just outside the centre circle. 1-0 Braintree lead. 34 minutes gone here on BBC Radio York. Batty raises his right arm. Now he sends it forward into the penalty area. Croxfield ball. Akindi gets his head to it. And they win the second ball. Falls Sinclair at the edge of the box. Shoots. Oh, that was going in. I don't know if the goalkeeper would have got there. It was a good block and it goes behind for a corner because he caught that sweetly, Tyree Sinclair.
Yeah, it was a lovely strike from Sinclair. He had to hit it first time. He knew that. But the measure of control he had over the ball was superb. I think it was probably nestling in that bottom corner, David. Might have post or wide, but it was a good effort.
Philippa's listening in as well. From Wigginton, I think. Batty. Corner City second from this near side. It's a deep one. Round the back is Howe, wins the header into the middle. Luamba can't get the ball away. Scabble, and then he goes in! Drilled into the back of the net from Josh Stones. It wasn't going to be pretty if City got the goal. It wasn't pretty, but Stones, dead eye when the ball fell on his left foot. 10 yards from goal, he buried it. It's Braintree 1, York City 1.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. It's a goal scorer, isn't it? The ball bobbing around in that 6-yard box. Who's there? Josh Stones. We've got two of them. Ollie Pearce and Josh Stones, natural goal scorers. That has brought City back into a match that wasn't looking great at one point for the last 5 or 6 minutes. It
was symptomatic, though, of what was of the game, wasn't it? The way that they scored the goal. Luamba couldn't bring it under control. They scuffed their clearance. It fell nicely to Stones, who drilled it in.
But Callum Howe won that header from the corner. Good corner from Batty, and then Howe winning the header, and Josh Stones
thought about celebrating in front of the home fans.
Yes,
he did temporarily, and then suddenly got on his bike and went back to halfway as if to remember, oh yeah, we could do with winning this game. Let's get the game back underway. I don't need this silly yellow card.
That's a good finish.
Batty, diagonal ball to the far side. That's a lovely ball. Picks up Felix, brings it under control well. Felix tries to lead it through to Stones. Stones wins the tackle, does he? No, he doesn't. The orange shirts are able to come forward, but Felix again gets his foot on it, and it falls kindly to Lisby on the far side. Kyrell Lisby tries to feed it through. Too much on that one, and it goes through once more to Harrison Mail. 1-1 now here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, what a ball, by the way. Dan Batty out there to Joe Felix. Just found his range, Dan, there.
Batty long ball over the top looking for Luamba. Luamba, will he get there before the defender? Defender's going to shepherd it out of play, and that's a goal kick. He does well. Can be a goal kick to the home side. A group of school kids you can probably hear sitting just in front of us that were out on the pitch before kick-off, playing a few little five-a-side games with some of the smallest goals I've ever seen. I suppose if you're small people need small goals. Yeah. Goalkeeper clears. Fagan Walcott gets his head to it. So too then does Clampin. Felix heads it infield, and it's picked up by the orange shirts, but cleared by Fagan Walcott once more into the centre circle. Langston, there you go. There's that big up under down the centre of the field.
We've missed you, big boy. We've missed you.
Every single time. Offside flag's gone up as well down this near side. He is so one-dimensional.
He's not done that for about 10 minutes.
That's because he's not had the chance.
Yeah.
George Langston.
Have it.
Yeah. Former Eastleigh man. I think he used to do that as well down there, because they're pretty direct, or Eastleigh. Always have been. No Harrogate Town in there. I was going to say desperation, but it's not desperation, because I think they'll stay up quite comfortably in League 2. I know they've got a lot more direct this season than they have done in the past, as they struggle to deal with life in League 2. Completely against Simon Weaver's principles of play. And a Braintree man, it's a City man actually, he's gone down on the far side of the field. It's Luamba by the corner flag.
He just chased that long ball out. He actually kept it in play, but in doing so I think he must have fell awkwardly or into the barriers.
He's up though, and he doesn't need treatment. He's going to hobble away on that far side.
He's okay. Yeah.
In his white boots, they look like, aren't they, Luamba? They stand out against those pink socks. Just watching the replay now.
He did keep the ball in, didn't he? Yeah.
He did keep it in, yeah. He just had to hook his leg round the defender, didn't he? I think he's fallen awkwardly, but he's all right. And they've scuffed that clearance of Braintree. Has it kept in play? It is. Luamba gives it straight back there to the orange shirts. He's struggling so far today. He's a junior Luamba. Hunt clears for City, looking for Pearce. Going to be brought down by Stones. Round the corner, but he gives away possession. And now Robinson sends it to the left-hand side to Kyrell Lisby. But Fagan Walcott is going to get there first. Lisby's trying to get round him here. Oh, and he's kept it in play, has he? But Fagan Walcott has been fouled. Again, I don't know. That's one of those that the defenders always seem to get when maybe there's not actually that much going on over there.
Yeah, normally defenders, or any teams we played against, go down, yeah. Make sure they win the free kick.
Pearce has now gone down off the ball. Well, this isn't good, because Ollie Pearce doesn't generally do this.
No.
Pearce has gone down just outside the centre circle. Unless he's saying I've been caught, he's going to get up as well. I don't think he needs treatment. What's happened? Just missed it on the monitor. Just missed it. Let's have a look at that back. So it was definitely... Let's have a look what happened there. With Ollie Pearce as both teams go across to take on drinks. Now, I can't believe this has been planned by York City, because Adam Inchwood tells us all the time he hates this sort of thing. So the ball was on the far side of the field. Braintree clear. Just waiting for it to come back into vision. There's a ball downfield.
Falling awkwardly.
Yeah, he's just had a bit of a fall, hasn't he, under the challenge from Marshall Miranda. Nothing untoward. And he's up, he's fine. And there's a free kick for York still to be taken right by the corner flag across the other side of the ground. So 1-1, BBC Radio York. Fourth official having a word with Adam Hinshelwood in the technical area as Gary Elphick tries to dish out some instructions over there. Mail sends a free kick into the centre circle, falls across to Sinclair, who has to go back towards his own goal. Does quite well actually there, Sinclair, because that could have gone anywhere as it was bobbling and bouncing. He managed to pick it out, the pass to Mail, who then clears under pressure from Lisby. Down the left hand side, clamping to the other Lisby. Joe Felix having his shirt pulled all the way up there, and the referee gives nothing. Batty clears. It was up around his shoulder, wasn't it, his shirt there? You can see all this stuff underneath, and the referee didn't blow. Forward to the York City goal scorer Stones, who's been caught. Is he on that far side? No, referee gives nothing. Stones is slowly getting up. Batty has the ball. He tries to feed it round the corner to Hunt. The orange shirts get there first, and then they can come forward. McKindy, what pace has he got? Well, not as much as Fagan Walcott, but he's got a bit of power over there, so he still gets there, just outside the penalty area, left-hand side. Fagan Walcott, then fouls his man.
He's bought it.
That is really soft.
Yeah, Fagan Walcott.
Really soft, but still quite silly as well.
Yeah. No, but Fagan Walcott's bought... Akindi was only wanting one thing there, and he wanted a leg of Walcott, and he got it. So we expect a little bit more from Malachi there.
2 yards outside the penalty area, far side of the field.
Got old manned.
But this is exactly what Braintree want.
It is, because they got the big guys, they'll pop in there, they'll put the pressure on Harrison Mail.
Clampin's over it. I was at Cooper, I think it might be Cooper actually who's over it. It is Cooper. So Che Cooper. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to cross? He's going to shoot. It's high. Into the York City fans behind the goal as Chris Tune tries to save it. And it's a bit of a hash of it.
That was awful.
What, from Tune or from the free kick?
No, Tune was better than the free kick. Believe you me. No, the free kick was terrible, wasn't it?
City playing out from the back. I'm not sure this is the greatest idea on this pitch either. Fagan Walcott goes back to Mail. He's been closed down by Akindi. Oh, just clears. What are they doing there, York City? Mail's put it straight into touch on halfway, and he's now said to Fagan Walcott, the inquest has started. What are we doing here, boys, on this pitch?
Yeah, and I think if there's any doubts, any doubts, don't take any chances this afternoon.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, we can see how bobbly and sort of dry it is in that 18-yard box.
Especially when we know Adam Hinch was told us you've got to play the conditions, you don't have to take undue risks. I don't need you to play out from the back every single time. You've got to mix it up.
Yeah.
He's saying at least he's saying all the right things to us. I'm sorry he's saying the same things to the players. City come forward. Defender puts it into touch, far side of the field, trying to win a free kick. Linesman and the referee don't buy it, and that's a throw into City. 10 yards away from the corner flag. We need another ball because that's gone over the corrugated iron and into whatever the trees and the houses are behind there. You an expert on trees? What kind of trees are those, Ian?
Oh, firm.
Green ones, I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Luamba loops it into the penalty area. Okindi misses it. Goalkeeper comes, gets a punch to it. That'll be a York City corner. They made a bit of a mess of that, did Braintree.
They did, yeah. And Braintree's starting to make those errors that maybe City were making in the first part of this first half.
Third corner then for York City. Batty goes across to take it again. Far side of the field. In front of the cheaper of the two concessions, the burger vans that are here, or the burger stalls. And it comes now, it's a deep one, drilled to the back post, flicks off the head of Robinson. That'll be another corner this time. It's going to be this near side. A little bit of pressure from City. Batty's having to move his way, make his way all the way across on the right-hand side to the left. 1 minute to go. No, sorry, 2 and a bit minutes to go until half-time.
A good time to catch Braintree out.
Well, the ball's been retrieved from that far side. Someone's been and fetched it from that little gap in the fencing. And the smallest house you've ever seen in your life. Like a little box house right in between the gap. Batty from this near side. It's a deep one again round the back. Goalkeeper misses it. Headed back into his penalty area by the defender. Fagan Walcott gets up. Crooks tries to bring it down. Now it's looped forward again. Luamba goes on for the shot. High foot as Sinclair takes on the shot and it's blocked on the line. It was a high boot from Luamba. Referee give the free kick. The decision early. And it stays 1-1.
It's crazy. Luamba, yeah, his foot was high up. It didn't go anywhere near anybody's head, but a player went down as if you can't do that, and the referee gives the free kick.
Well, as soon as a player sort of makes an intention sort of like nod the ball away and you see the high boot, the referee gives it every time, doesn't he? Did you see Tyrese Sinclair's bicycle kick effort last week from the edge of the area that caught a brilliant save from the goalkeeper diving away to his left?
Really?
Unbelievable.
I'll have to have a peek.
You're saying you're not doing your research ahead of this game, Ian? Is that what we can gather from that?
I just having a time this week.
Did you enjoy the rugby union anyway last week?
The rugby union?
Oh, yeah, Six Nations final. I told everyone that's why you weren't with us down at Yeovil.
Yeah.
Impressed with England against Wales, were you?
Is that in the World Series of Rugby? Is it that one?
Disappointed it's finished out. You've got the women's though tomorrow at the LNER.
Yes.
I know you're looking forward to that one. Sent forward.
Wait.
All the way through it goes to the goalkeeper. Knights as well. I've got the York Knights on BBC Radio York tomorrow afternoon at Batley.
We'll all be listening in, I'm sure, to something tomorrow.
Goalkeeper clears near to his area. Andy Atkinson with that one. Gets underway at the usual time of 3 o'clock. There's a York City penalised there for a push on a Kindy. The programme gets underway at 2. Nice short trip to West Yorkshire for that one. We're back on Tuesday evening when City go to Rochdale. Is that near enough for you to get to Rochdale Tuesday night? You think you can make that one? You do your best.
Make that one, I think.
You do your best.
I do my best.
You heard there's a nice fish and chip shop outside the ground, haven't you?
If there's any other reason required.
Cooper over the free kick. We're into injury time. Didn't see what went up. Cooper to the far post, headed clear, or flicked on, I should say, by Fagan Walcott, and they have it again through Robinson, just outside the penalty area. Stones is trying to stop the cross coming in, and Stones puts it behind for a throw. I'll play for a throw in. Langston will go across to take this one.
City just need to keep it solid, keep it tight, and get into the dressing room at 1-1.
And it comes now. To the middle of that penalty area. Oh, missed Callum Howe. The referee says they're pushing there as 2 York players end up on the 4. And he blows his half-time whistle. It is 1-1 at the break. The home side taking a deserved lead through John Akindi on 25. 10 minutes later, Josh Stones from a scramble blasted into the back of the net. It is scrappy. It's not pretty. The pitch is awful. City haven't been great. But at half-time, Ian, they're level on.
Yeah, I think over the 45 minutes, probably both teams. I think Braintree had a lot more sort of half chances, but City, they did okay. It's all right, but it just seems such a scrappy football match to be watching. The pitch isn't helping, but it's the same for both teams. Hopefully Adam gets a good strong word in at half time. City do need to be stronger and tighter at the back for me to come out of this afternoon with anything.
They certainly are.
If you know your Muppets from your morph, you'll love Back in Time.
We are young. Heartache to heartache, we stand. Tell me, do you really want to love me forever?
Back in Time.
Weekdays at 1.
BBC Radio York. BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, second half commentary to come of York City away at Braintree Town with David Ward and Ian Dunn. But at the break, it's all square at 1-1. John Akindi with the opening goal for Braintree Town before Josh Stones equalised after pouncing on the opportunity from a corner. We'll be across to our other games shortly to get a half-time report from Chesterfield. In fact, we can go there now to the SMH Group Stadium between Chesterfield and Harrogate Town. How's it going, Tim Steer?
Yeah, the half-time whistle has just gone here at the SMH Group Stadium. It's Chesterfield 0, Harrogate Town 0, and based on the way that we've seen the game, it's been a good half for Harrogate Town, really. They do deserve to be in front. Chesterfield, as expected, have had the lion's share of possession, 68%, but Harrogate Town have been using the counter-attack to good effect, and they've created a few opportunities. As a result, 4 shots to 2 in favour of Harrogate Town, both at 2 shots on target, none for Chesterfield. So James Belshaw hasn't had a huge amount to do, but there's been some encouraging play for the likes of Ellis Taylor having a shot blocked, Josh March having an effort blocked, James Daly with a volley the left side of the area, saved by the keeper down to his right hand side as well. So they definitely had the better chances in the first half, but you got the feeling as the half wore on that Sam Weaver was getting more and more frustrated, because for all the spell that Harrogate Town were on top of things, they hadn't got the goal to show for it. And you know, at half time Chesterfield are going to be having a few words between them, are going to come out really strongly. So you do think, if Harrogate Town have taken one of those chances, will they live to regret the fact that they haven't done going into the second half? But there's been a change for Chesterfield in the game as well, which has made a big impact in the match. Donnelly in the right back going off injured, so they brought on Michael Olakigbe, who's on loan from Brentford, and he's been a real threat for them down the right hand side so far, so he's certainly one to keep an eye on. But overall, I'd say that Harrogate Town have shaded that first half. They've been the better of the two teams, but the score is Chesterfield 0, Harrogate Town 0.
Thank you, Tim Steer, and you can just hear the rain bucketing down there at the SMH Group Stadium as well. Second half commentary to come from Tim Steer and Paul Bolland on DAB Digital Radio. It's also half-time between Southport and Scarborough Athletic at Hague Avenue. Watching that one for us is James Fletcher.
And at half-time, it's good news for Scarborough Athletic supporters, because it is 1-0. The former Southport man, Richie Bennett, who else, scoring in the 26th minute. It all came about when Chris Renshaw's, the goalkeeper, sliced horribly from a back pass out for a throw-in. That was then tossed in. Perver stayed on his feet after riding a couple of challenges. He could have gone down and won a foul for his side, but instead pushed it through to Bennett, who on the slide turned home from 8 yards. Southport have not made any friends with the referee this afternoon. A Stonewall penalty was turned down for them when Luke Burgess had his arm pulled by Will Thornton when he was clean through. Me and Darren Foreman thought the referee was about to blow, but nothing given in the end, which was met by despair from those around us here in Merseyside. No rain here, but plenty of joy for Scarborough Athletic, who've travelled well on non-league day. At half-time, Southport 0, Scarborough Athletic 1.
So far so good at Hague Avenue for Scarborough Athletic. Scarborough Athletic yet to win at Southport or against Southport in their last 6 meetings. So far so good after that opening goal from Richie Bennett on 26 minutes. Let's run you through some of the half-time scores elsewhere locally. It's Handsworth 0, Knaresborough Town 1 in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division. Pickering Town also 1-0 up at home against Silston. In Division 1, Clubthorne Colliery 0, Selby Town 1. Sam Calvert with the goal in that one. And in the Northern League, it's Northallerton 0, Newcastle Blue Star 0. Obviously, being non-league day and it being international break, there are limited games underway at the moment. But in the Women's Super League, closing stages there between Everton and Crystal Palace. Everton are 2-0 up in that one. That one's just into injury time. Arsenal against Liverpool is the late kickoff in the WSL at 5:30. In League One, then, it's at half-time. It's Barnsley 0, Cambridge United 1, Crawley Town 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Lincoln City 0, Exeter City 0, Northampton Town 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 2, Charlton Athletic 0, and Wrexham 1, Stockport County 0. So into League 2, the early kickoff finished goalless between Notts County and Crewe Alexandra. So these are now half-time scores. AFC Wimbledon 0, Barrow 0, Bradford City 2, Colchester United 1, Carlisle United 1, Bromley 1, Cheltenham Town 0, MK Dons 1, Chesterfield 0, Harrogate Town 0 on DAB Digital Radio, Fleetwood Town 0, Tranmere Rovers 0, Gillingham 0, Walsall 0, Grimsby Town 0, Newport County 0, and Port Vale 0, Morecambe 0, and also Swindon Town 0, Accrington Stanley 0. So in the National League, the early kickoff finished 1-1 between Sutton United and Dagenham and Redbridge. So these are now half-time scores in the National League. Aldershot Town 2, Ebbsfleet United 3. Braintree Town 1, York City 1 is our FM and BBC Sounds commentary. Eastleigh 0, Southend United 2. AFC Fylde 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Gateshead 0, Tamworth 0. Hartlepool United 2, Boston United 1, Maidenhead United 0, Rochdale 1, Oldham 1, Halifax Town 1, Solihull Moors 0, Yeovil Town 1 and Wildston 0, Woking 0 in that one. Let's just see if we can bring you up to date with the results and the half-times in the National League North. Where it's half-time between Buxton and Kings Lynn and it's goalless. Chorley 2, Alfreton Town 0, Darlington 1, Rushall Olympic 1, Hereford 0, Curzon Ashton 0, Kidderminster 1, Needham Market 0, Leamington 2, South Shields 0, Marine 1, Peterborough Sports 1, Oxford City 2, Warrington Town 0, Radcliffe 0, Brackley Town 2, Scunthorpe 1, Chester 0, Southport 0, Scarborough Athletic 1, that goal from Richie Bennett giving Jonathan Greening's side the lead, and Spennymoor 3, Farsley Celtic 0. So you're now up to date with all of the scores around the leagues. Let's bring you a bit of reaction from England's international last night against Albania. A 2-0 victory at Wembley Stadium in the opening World Cup qualifying match for Thomas Tuchel in his first game in charge. It was also a dream debut for 18-year-old Arsenal defender Miles Lewis-Skelly, who opened the scoring.
Slips the ball through. Oh, Miles Lewis-Skelly's in to score! What a debut from the teenager!
Well, all I remember is staying wide, rotating with Marcus, and I know that Jude, he loves to stay on a half-turn dribble, and then when he makes that eye contact with me and that takes that touch, I know I need to threat. And yeah, it was a great pass from him, man. Just the timing was very good. Just thought the keeper's coming at me and just try to put it between his legs.
You've only scored 2 senior goals. You knew how you were going to celebrate when you scored your goal against Manchester City. Had you thought about what you might do if you scored tonight?
To be honest, I didn't even think I was going to score today, but I just knew that if the opportunity presented, I was going to just let my emotions go and just take in a moment.
When did you find out that you were going to be starting the match?
I found out in the morning in the meetings, and yeah, when I saw my name on the team sheet, my heart started to pound. So yeah, maybe you could say there was a bit of butterflies there, but yeah, I was so excited to start.
Did you get the message to the family? I think how many of them were here tonight?
Well, so many messages before the game telling me just good luck, and yeah, they're all here tonight, so this means the world to them, and I can't wait to share that moment with them.
Yeah. And well, last question. You've just done something tonight you will never, ever, ever forget, haven't you?
Honestly, it's incredible. You know, this is the day I'll never forget, and yeah, I just wanna take in this moment as long as I can before on to the next game. You know.
All excitement there for 18-year-old Arsenal fullback Miles Lewis-Skelly, who opened the scoring on his England debut before captain Harry Kane sealed the win late on. So what did the England manager Thomas Tuchel make of it all? He's also been speaking to our football correspondent John Murray.
So I've just been speaking to Miles Lewis-Skelly at 18 years old, who tonight has done something that he's never done before. And you tonight at 51 years old have done something that you've never done before. A manager in international football. How was it?
Very exciting, very new experience. Miles put some debuts with me on the pitch that I'm not all alone, so it was my first match and Dan Burns and Miles' match, of course, and he did fantastic. It's nothing but impressive. The character and the confidence with which he plays football is amazing.
And overall, okay?
Okayish. Difficult opponent. I knew it before that it can be tough to create chances. It can be tough to score against them. I think we got them in the shape of the Euros. Of course, they come here. They play in front of 80,000 plus in Wembley on a Friday evening. Of course, they play in the role of an underdog. So they did everything to make life hard for us. We struggled to implement high rhythm. We struggled to implement also like. Runs into our games, runs into the opponent's box. Whenever we did it, we had goals or big chances. And in the second half, I felt that we lose the confidence in our structure, and everyone tries a little bit on its own, and then becomes slower. Our match becomes slower, and it's more difficult to have counter pressing and to control the counter attacks. But okay, that's it.
And in terms of the players expressing themselves and
Yeah,
being
they
up
can
and
get-
at him,
they
it can't happen overnight?
No, can maybe also not happen overnight. If I look at our wingers and I see them, how they train and what they do in their clubs, and it was difficult for them today to play with a full confidence and to have the impact that they can have. We will encourage them to. We played with wide wingers because we have fantastic players there. So, but they did not have the influence that we expected from them, and it is sometimes like this. So we need to make sure maybe that they have a better timing for the runs, and we have maybe shorter connection for 1-2s, that they can be more decisive.
There were 1 or 2 paper planes being thrown down from the stands, which I can tell you Gareth Southgate also got in his first match as the England manager. Does that bother you?
No, I didn't see it. What does it mean?
Well, the suggestion being that when people aren't being massively entertained, they will make paper planes and throw them down.
Yeah, I can understand. You come and you want to see an open match, and you see basically a 10 against 10 in the last 30 meters of the pitch. I can understand that it's not the most exciting watch, but still we had to do what is needed to do professionally, keep the counterattacks to a minimum. This is what we did in the first half. That was very, very good. We took a little bit more risk in the second half, but it didn't work out in the way that we wanted. So let's see, we go from there.
That's the England manager Thomas Tuchel speaking to our football correspondent John Murray. England's next World Cup qualifier is against Latvia at Wembley Stadium on Monday night. It's just gone 4 o'clock. We'll be splitting our frequencies shortly and rejoining our respective sides, but let's get a check on the travel news for now. Where there are just some roadworks to look out for in Collingham. There are temporary traffic lights on the A58 Leeds Road between Scarsdale Ridge and Crabtree Green. That's because of work on telecoms cables. In Northcliffe, there are temporary lights on Cliff Road between Houghton Lane. That's because of water main works. That's going to be in place until Thursday. Buses are running instead of trains on London North Eastern Railway between Doncaster and York because of engineering works. Buses are also running instead of trains on Northern between York and Thorpe, between York and Selby, and also between York and Leeds because of engineering works. Buses running instead of trains also on Transpennine between Leeds and York, and on Northern between Leeds and Selby. No service though on cross country between Leeds and York, and no service between London North Eastern Railway between Leeds and York. I guess the message just there on public transport is to check if you're going to travel on the trains this afternoon. That's your travel news for now for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem out and about on the roads and it's safe and legal, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 4849.
BBC Radio York Sport.
So I think we're ready to get back underway and split our frequencies. Certainly they're ready on FM for Braintree against York City. So if you want to hear Harrogate Town away at Chesterfield, you can join Tim Steer and your expert summariser Paul Bolland on DAB Digital Radio. If you want York City away at Braintree, then you can join David Ward and Ian Dunn on FM and BBC Sounds. And if you want Scarborough Athletic away at Southport, you can join James Fletcher and the former Borough striker Darren Foreman online via the BBC Sport website and app. And the link for that is on our Twitter or X page. So that's your choice of listening. And very shortly, we'll be able to split our frequencies. We can do that now. So that's your choice of listening. It's Make Your Mind Up time.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Thank you, Pete. 2 teams are out for the start of this second half. No changes from what I can see. So York City, Mail, Crooks, Howe, Fagan, Walcott, Felix, Hunt, Batty, Sinclair, Pearce, Luamba and Stones. The home side are Gray, Clampin, Francis Clark, Langston, Pinnington, Robinson, Marshall, Miranda, Lisby, Cooper, Lisby and Kindi. Ian Dunn is just trying to make his way back into this slightly cramped, shall we say, media part of the ground in this small stand. You heard the referee there blow his whistle. The game is underway. City get the game underway by going back to Harrison Mail. He goes long looking for the goal scorer Josh Jones. He wins the flick on, but they clear their lines to Braintree as they come forward down the right hand side. Onto the head of Adam Crooks it goes, and City come forward once more with Stones sending out to Sinclair on the left hand side. Tyree Sinclair held up, so he goes back once more to Crooks. Crooks puts his foot on the ball and gives it to Sinclair, goes for the give and go down the line. He's going to get there as well as Adam Crooks. This is good from City at the start of this second half. By the corner flag, he tries to win a corner, he manages to dig out a cross actually. Stones, ball bounces up off his chest as they forced out the penalty. Then it falls to Batty. Batty thought about having a shot there. Round the corner it goes Luamba, and Luamba, as he's falling over, I think that may even go out for a throw in actually far side of the ground.
You have no idea how happy I would have been if Batty had actually scored there. He's in the 18-yard box. We talked about it in the first half, but he had a chance to shoot and he didn't take it. He had his chance to strike a ball and he strikes a lovely ball. And it ends up at Luamba's feet and, yeah, a bit of a mess in the end, but good stuff from City.
The referee's decided he's gone out for a goal kick on that far. So everyone's like, is it a throw-in? Is it a goal kick? The referee's taken the lesser of the two evils, I think.
It could have been either.
And given a goal kick on that far side of the field. So it's 1-1 here on BBC Radio York. Josh Stones with City's equaliser after John Akindi gave the home side the lead on 25 minutes. Stones equalising 10 minutes later, but it's been a scrappy game. And all the people that I've spoken to at half-time, everyone mentioning the state of the pitch, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, it doesn't help. It isn't an excuse, but if one team's more adept at utilising or playing on a pitch like this, they will have a little bit of an advantage.
Crooks gets in front of his man again, finds Stones. Bit of room for Stones to work in this time. Gives it to Sinclair on the far side of the field. Sinclair going to run at the full-back, gets a cross in, deep cross into the middle of the goal, headed clear by Braintree. On this near side it comes forward to Lisby under pressure from Felix, and Lisby does quite well there. Kyrell Lisby. Howe heads clear once more for York City, and the defender, I'm not sure if he meant to miss that, but he ducked under it and he goes through to the goalkeeper. He's having a bit of a laugh, or if he was supposed to just nick it back to him, but he completely missed it. But they got away with that to Braintree, and it goes through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, bit of sharp start from City, and the sun's come out now, David, as well, down here in Braintree. So
it was raining at half-time, wasn't it? We had a quick wander as well.
Yeah, 4 seasons in one day, yeah.
Oh, we are now into spring, finally. Officially into spring. Pearce sends it forward, headed clear by Clampin. Now down this near side, Lisby goes to ground, wins a free kick after being caught by Felix. He made sure the referee saw that as well, didn't he? As he holds that left ankle.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think Felix has gone for the ball. If anything, he's maybe twisted his ankle in the ground.
Well, he's up though now, and he's the referee's come across.
He's fine.
He's all right. He's Kyrell over this near side.
His twin came across to make sure he's okay. Brotherly love.
Some of the kids have moved right alongside us to try and get on the radio.
Yeah.
Free kick then on halfway that Cooper's getting ready to take. Cooper takes long diagonal ball. The York City directors still to come back from their half-time refreshments. Here comes Alistair Smith along the front of the stand. Oh, they've given up. They're going in the away end here. Alistair and his son Brad.
Interesting.
Hoping for a bit more luck for York City if they go in with the fans behind the goal. Akindi comes down that right side, turns Callum Howe and does well to run forward into the near post. It goes. That was a good play from Akindi. And Fagan Walcott was taking no chances. Got in front of Harrison Mayle, who was stretching, and puts it behind for the first corner of this second half to the home team. Their fourth of the game.
Yeah, actually, there's been a total change if you look to the left, David. There's no...
Yeah, James Cleverley's not back yet either.
His group aren't here. Other people sat on the seats. Alistair and Brad maybe had inside information there.
Far side of the ground then. Corner's about to come in from Cooper. Onto the penalty spot, headed clear by Stones to the edge of the box. Picked up by Marshall Miranda. He's still got it. Shrugs off Joe Felix. And that's been kept in play on the far side for another cross, and that's going to go behind off Luamba for a second corner to the home team. 1-1 it remains. 4 minutes gone in the second half.
Initially a very sharp start from City, but it's Braintree who for the past couple of minutes have taken over again.
Far side of the field then for Cooper once more. Cooper into the middle and the bullet in the air. Good save by Harrison Mill, diving away to his right hand side. It was it was at him, so you'd expect him to make it, but it was a free header in the middle of the penalty area, and then there's a foul on the Braintree man on this near side as he just given the throw in as Clampin goes to ground. In fact, Clampin was trying to buy the foul there. He's laughing as he gets up. It's only a throw in. Halfway inside that York City half, Clampin takes quickly to Marshall Miranda. He gets it back, does Clampin, and it comes now. Good cross from him onto the head of Fagan Walcott. Batty just trying to hone Felix, trying to hold up Akindi, but Akindi shrugs both of them off. Second cross comes into the middle. Howe gets his head to it this time, and again it goes behind. Bit of pressure for York City to deal with here. A third corner in the opening 5 minutes of this second period to the home team.
Yeah, suddenly Braintree really are having a go at City here. That was actually a really good save from Harrison Mail, you know. He got down to his right, had to get down sharp. It all seemed to happen in slow motion, which I think, from this point of view, looked strange, but I think Harrison Mail did a really good job of keeping it out of the back of the net.
Cooper again comes across to get the ball. Wanders to the corner flag and gets ready to take this corner kick. Again, it's going to be an in-swinger, right-footed, and it comes now. One at the back post by Stones once more. It's going to go out for another corner. Oh, the referee's giving a goal kick.
Bit of respect for City.
To be fair, there's no appeals there, so these must have come off Stones and then nicked off a Braintree man as it goes behind. And that is why the decision has gone York City's way. 1-1.
Interesting, Lisby went for the ball then, and almost to keep it in play, keep the ball moving. I don't see ball boys or girls, to be honest, around the pitch. So Lisby went and got it for Harrison Mail there, as if to say, let's get this game on.
City playing out from the back again. Fagan Walcott, Batty. He gives it to Felix. Felix got a bit of room to come over halfway. He sends it long, looking for Stones, trying to turn the Braintree defence. Stones gets a flick on, just can't be read at the far post. Pearce misses it, and it's going to fall. Sinclair takes a deflection, cleared off the line. What a block that is on the line by Francis Clark. As City almost take the lead. Good defending from him. It's probably York City's best move in the entire game.
Yeah, great ball from Felix. Stones' presence up front being exerted there, and I think Ollie Pearce had a touch of it, and Sinclair could do no more than hit the target. Great defending.
Fagan Walcott forward to Luambu, brings it down. Good ball from him to Felix as round the back on this right hand side. Tries to get the cross in. Lisby's done well to get back in there and try and help out, and he keeps it in play by the corner flag, and then City try and win it back. And then the referee's assistant says Stones has fouled Robinson, who goes to ground really easily. That's soft. Stones can't believe the decision, and it's a free kick.
It's soft when the game's getting stopped. I think, you want the game to flow, and that isn't really a foul, I don't think. Good stuff from City though, really lively.
It's an experienced player. Stone's not happy at all, throwing the ball down, bouncing the ball down. He's got to be careful for the descent.
Yeah, don't want to get caught out with that. Let's get on with the game. Josh, you're getting goals.
Yeah. That's sent towards John Akindi, who's on this near side. Come on, John, we need another one, shouts one of the Braintree fans. The goalkeeper clears, great. Akindi wins his header. Flicks it on, push on the crooks, not spotted by the referee. Batty scuffs his clearance into touch on this near side. In distance for Langston to come across and take into that box if he wants to, but he's staying back in the centre circle, and Clampin is going to take it short once more to the man who just saved his side going the goal down with the goal line clearance, Francis Clark. Again, Langton. He only has that one ball, doesn't he?
Long.
George Langston, right-footed. Inside of his foot, long ball. That is it.
Yeah.
City have it at the back with Fagan Walcott. Stones can't do anything with it. Sent forward by Miranda Marshall. Howe heads clear this time. Pearce has to get back in to try and win the ball back. Two Braintree men go for the same ball. Robinson comes away with it. He gives it to Langston. There we go. There's the next one.
Long.
Onto the head of Crooks. You're just going to say that every time he gets it. Stones on the stretch, gives away possession, then tries to win it back for York City as a tackle comes in on Sinclair. Batty gives it to Stones, and he does well because he was falling over there to control that. Crooks round the corner to Howe. Got to be careful here at the back. Howe gives it back to his goalkeeper Mail. He's bouncing all over the place. He comes across this right hand side and he's skewed that into touch. You can see that coming a mile off.
You never had it in control. As soon as that ball left Callum Howe's foot, you knew Harrison Mail was in trouble. As good as he is on the ball, this pitch, the ball's going to bobble at him.
You may say he did well just to get some distance on it and to get it clear.
Yeah.
Langston, it's a square ball there from George Langston. That'll go down in the record books.
I missed that one.
York City have a throw in far side of the field. The Braintree man's gone down after the challenge by Sinclair. Referee's telling him to get up, to be fair. Good on him, Pennington.
And there's a lot of movement going in that role and other roles.
He's rolling one side, then onto his other side, then back onto his other side.
Flailing arms coming up, and what is it? Not quite sure where the pain is, maybe? I don't know.
He's now going to get a bit of treatment, so there will be a short delay. We're just watching the replay of the clearance off the line. It took a deflection, actually. Does really well to get back in there, does Francis Clark. Remember, they only have 4 outfield substitutes to the home team. Okonuru, Blackwell, Francis and Judge.
And of course, Philip Hachtausen-Nielsen. Should there be a need for a reserve goalkeeper this afternoon? And who wouldn't love to see Philip Hachtausen-Nielsen playing?
Very good. I can tell you one man who wouldn't. That's the current goalkeeper, Henry Gray, because he'll be injured if he has to come on. He's up. Over that far side of the field is Pinnington. He's now going to be off for 30 seconds because he wanted treatment. Stretches his arms out. York City have the throw in front of the away dugout. Crooks has got the ball in his hands. It stays 1-1. Just over 10 minutes gone in the second half. City have been told to take that throw in again because the referee wasn't ready. Crooks goes back to Howe. Howe across to Batty. Batty in the centre circle, puts his foot on the ball and then gives it to Fagan Walcott to send down to Felix on this right hand side. Back again it goes to Fagan Walcott. Batty across to Howe. Howe into midfield to Hunt, back to goal. Is allowed to turn. Gives it to Sinclair on the left. Crooks provides the underlapping run. Sinclair instead goes back to Howe, who in turn does give it to Batty. Batty comes forward now. Back it goes to Fagan Walcott. Back once more to Callum Howe. Howe across to Fagan Walcott. Batty round the corner to Felix. Good play from York City. Back in field to Batty. Again to Felix. Felix runs at Clampin and he's held up. Trying to take him down the line, which he does, and then again puts his foot on the ball. Goes back to Batty. Could have put first time cross in. Instead he's going to go back to Howe. City moving the ball around well, trying to just move the Braintree defenders around. Crooks, and that's over hit from Crooks. That's a lot of Josh Stones there, and he's going to get it by the corner flag, to be fair to Josh Stones. Tries to turn Langston. Langston's no interest in the ball there, just holding off Stones, and Braintree do manage to clear. And now they're coming through on the break. Lisbury, but they can't get it past Fagan Walcott, who was last man there for York. And Hunt picks it up once more under pressure from McKindy. Tackle comes in from McKindy. Referee says Alex Hunt is fouled. That's a free kick just over halfway to City. 1-1 it remains. BBC Radio York 81333 on the text. Starting message with the word York. 08000 treble 1. Sorry, 08000 treble 3321 or 321 treble 3 it is. Sorry, on the WhatsApp. Getting my numbers mixed up. Batty over the free kick then. Braintree got everyone back bar one of the Lisbys, and it comes from Batty round the free header. He's offside as it's nodded in the centre goal from Luamba, who's hurt himself as well, but Fagan Walcott straight from the free kick was offside. Really disappointing.
Yeah, it was. Lots of good.
Luamba's fine, by the way.
Yeah, there's lots of good possession play there from City and the build up to that, but yeah, Fagan Walcott didn't need to be offside, and he was, unfortunately.
He's looking completely across the line. They've not even tried to move up.
It was good play, the good free kick, good build up, and I'm not sure why he's offside there.
He's the wide man.
Is he offside? I'm not sure he is, David.
I don't know.
He's looking across the line. I think he's in line with the rest of the. I'm not sure that's a great decision. Not when the ball was kicked. I think Walcott was onside there. Linesman's got that wrong for me.
Across that far side.
Trouble.
Batty's attempted pass. It's a Braintree man, and they come forward, shot on the angle. Well wide of goal. Should have done better there.
Yeah, Dan Batty just got caught.
Lisby.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Dan Batty, but he just got caught there. Lisby, I think again the pitch probably didn't help him because it bobbled up on him.
James Richardson on the text just pointing out that they're the sons of Kevin Lisby, who of course did the big interview with him last year when they were on the BBC. Or at least he did with Kyrell, who's playing for Cray. A decent forward in his time, wasn't he, for Jamaica. Flicked on by City. Goalkeeper comes to the edge of his box and does well to gather. He gets ready to clear once more, does Gray. Throws the ball down in front of him and gets ready for another long ball upfield. Howe slips. Akindi wins the flick on. Cleared by Fagan Walcott, not very far. And then it falls kindly to Sinclair, far side of the field. Sinclair goes back to his full-back. Crooks down the line. Pearce have almost played that hour. The substitutes are about to be made for York City. Is it going to be Adam Crooks that's coming off? Two men ready over the far side of the field. for City. Linnell John Lewis is one of them. Ryan Fallowfield is the other. I imagine Adam Crooks will be about to go off with Joe Felix going across the left back. Robinson dinks it forward looking for Akindi. Referee thinks about blowing for a free kick there because he may have controlled that with his arm, but he allows him to turn. Now he tries to thread it through inside Pierce. Little dink ball to the back post, and they've hit the side netting at the back of the far side. There's Kyrie Slisby. It was a really tight angle. It may have already gone out of play anyway by the time he got his head to it, and it remains 1-1, and those substitutions can now be made.
Again, though, dangerous play from Braintree. Getting to our byline, getting the cross in. Is it a miss, or is the ball already out? I'm not too sure. Either way, City getting breached again maybe a little too easy.
What do we make of these two changes then? Fallowfield and John Lewis for Crooks and Sinclair. Is it Sinclair who's going off as well?
Okay.
Who's the second? No, it's Luamba.
Yeah, Luamba, that probably makes sense. Luamba struggled to get... He's got something, but he's struggled to get into this match again. At some point he's going to have to beat a man and make an assist or score a goal, because that's really his job in the team. But he's a young lad, hope to get better. But John Lewis up there, a bit of strength.
The home team is also making a change. 16 and 22 has gone up on that board. I'm not sure they're the right numbers.
Do you know, it's great minutes for Adam Crooks as well. You know, he gets a good hour, gets some minutes into his legs. And
it was an hour to the minutes. He's been exact with his word as Adam Hinshaw would.
Just missed out on the bonus points on fantasy football, but there you go.
Take it. He's got the wrong numbers on the board, hasn't he? The fourth official.
Of course he has. It's the board, isn't it?
Who is it who's going off then? They're still trying to make this change. 16. Right, okay. It's Kyrell Lisby and Jermaine Francis comes on. He's on loan from Barnet, the former Chelmsford City man. So Kyrell goes off. Kyrie stays on. It's been a straight swap. He's come across onto this left-hand side as Francis. Cleared by Mail. 62 minutes gone, 1-1. Forward to John Lewis, gets his first touch immediately. Little back heel to try and give it to Stones. Stones, can he keep that in play? Can't. His first touch is really heavy, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Again, the pitch just doing for Josh Stones there.
Yeah, didn't help him at all. It's Josh Stones pulled out to this right as well then. Yeah.
John Lewis has gone down the centre, hasn't he? Stones is now playing on the right. Pearson, the number 10, and Sinclair still on that left-hand side. He likes the 4-2-3-1 formation, but today we're all getting a go.
Yeah. Just hope it's not square pegs round holes.
Yeah. Latest scores in the National League, the home team win a throw-in just over halfway. Fylde 1, Forest Green 0, Aldershot 2, Ebbsfleet 3, Eastleigh 1, Southend 2, Gateshead 0, Tamworth 1, Hartlepool 2, Boston 1, Maidenhead 1, Rochdale 1, Oldham 1, Halifax 0, Solihull 0, Yeovil 3, and 0-0 between Wealdstone and Woking. Throw into that York City box, headed clear by Fagan Walcott. Down on this left-hand side, Batty gets his head to it. Pearce can't get there. Stones miscues his clearance there, and that'll be a throw-in. Halfway inside the York half to Braintree once more.
There's a few lads just look a little bit frustrated out there. Ollie Pearce and Josh Stones, namely, and Sinclair out there as well. Things aren't quite clicking for them.
Down the line for Francis. His first touch, he can't keep it in play though, and that's a York City throw-in now, tight against their corner flag at the far end of the ground. Fallowfield gets ready to take. Joe Felix has gone across the left back, so it's as we suggested. Fallowfield down the line. Looking for Stones. Stones beaten to that in the air by Clampin. He can't keep it in play though, and York City gained 20 yards for another throw. 1-1. Fallowfield comes once more. And this near side. Fallowfield again down the line up towards halfway, looking for Stones, peels for a foul throw, nothing given. Miranda Marshall sends it forward. Fagan Walcott backtracking, can't get any distance on his header. Kindy wins it. Fagan Walcott gives it the big boot this time. Langston again with the long ball from his head this time though, downfield, and Felix clears at left back. Into midfield it comes. Sinclair wins that header. Sent forward again by Pinnington. Felix brings it down on his chest and then gives it the big up and under. Langston again, there it is.
There you go, he's back. Long.
How Forward for John Lewis. So just couldn't take it in his stride there, Ollie Pearce. He did everything he could to try and get it in front of him, but the ball just kept falling behind him as he was flicking his heels up at it. Felix trying to get the better over that far side of Lisby. Good tackle comes in from Batty.
Solid.
And Batty goes long. Headed clear once more by the home team. Pearce tries to get there in midfield. Robinson wins the ball for the home side. Hunt can't get anything on it. Random Marshall turns now in the centre circle. Goes back to Francis Clark. He comes long down this left-hand side. Fallowfield cuts it out and gives it to Fagan Walcott. Was under pressure from McKindy. Has to clear it and he gives away possession. Clamping a bit hurried there was Fagan Walcott. We don't see that very often. Robinson now gets away from Hunt. Again to Clampin on this left-hand side. He can put a cross in to the edge of the box. Felix is being fouled there, is he? Referee doesn't give anything. City still struggling to clear that far side of the field. Lisby, shot tight angle, loops up and it's gone into the back of the net. How's that gone in? It's looped up over everybody and no one could get there, and the home side once again have taken the lead. Slightly unfortunate. There's a yellow card for Ollie Pearce for something he must have said. He doesn't know what he's been booked for, but it's Braintree 2, York City 1.
Yeah, I think it's Jermaine Francis that got the final touch as well. That just looks it's such a scrappy goal. It just sums the game up. I don't know what happened at that far side. Joe Felix is getting challenged, I think fouled in the penalty box. We just couldn't clear the ball. It's come to the right hand side and it's looped up.
Lisby, he loops up off Felix.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if it actually gets Francis or not. He's claiming it, isn't he?
He's claiming it, but I think there's a foul in the build up, David. I think
it's soft if that's a foul on Felix.
Joe Felix.
Yeah, I think it's soft.
Well, Pearce has took a booking for it.
He has. So 2-1, the home side lead once more. Pearce is still talking to the referee.
See here, I think Felix is dragged down.
I think Felix is just pushing into him. He's just stronger than him. I'd be disappointed if that was given against the York.
But how many times are they?
Yeah.
You know,
they're lucky the way that it flicks up off Felix and dives in to try and put the block on it. I don't think Francis touches that. I think that's a Lisby goal. I think Lisby should be credited with that goal. Kyrese Lisby.
Well, Jermaine Francis is having it, and City have got it all to do again here because it's just been a scrappy game, but probably take a draw sort of game, as in neither team really is pushed each other.
Mail downfield. Stones beaten to that in the air. Cleared again by Braintree.
Oh, he's fast, isn't he?
Looking for Lisby. 2 York players go over there and he gets the better of both Felix and Howe. Then Howe gets his foot back in. Sinclair round the corner. It goes to Batty, who's in some space. Batty to this near side to Fallowfield. Fallowfield looking for Stones, asking him a lot there. And Clampin's hoping it's going to go dead. It does for so soft. Linesman.
You've just seen Joe Felix get dragged down in the box, and then at the other end of the pitch Josh Stones does not even as much.
Nothing.
And they get a free kick. So absolutely no consistency whatsoever being shown by the officials there.
Yeah, that's poor from the linesman over that near side. There's going to be another change here for Braintree. Who's this that's coming on? Tom Blackwell, if he's got his numbers right. He's coming on for Che Cooper. Tom Blackwell, former Chelmsford City, Canvey Island player. Bad memories of Canvey Island. I don't think you were lucky enough to ever go there, were you, Ian?
No, thankfully I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Lisby's shin pads. I mean, there's nothing there.
There's nothing on him. Look how thin he is. He's like a rake.
Yeah, but where are the shin pads?
He's got his socks pulled right round his ankles.
Right round his ankles. I would never play without shin pads in any.
Well, they do have really small ones now, don't they?
Yeah, it's not going to get much protection. But he is lightning fast, and he's caused Adam Crooks and now Joe Felix equal problems.
He gets a flick onto that as well as he tries to sign Francis. Howe is able to clear. Pearce flicks it on. Headed clear once more by the home team. Cross to Stones on this near side. He can't find a pink shirt. The orange ones get it instead. McKindy can't control that, and that'll be a York City throw in halfway inside their own half. Just over the halfway point of this second half. Braintree Town 2, York City 1. As Fallowfield gets ready to take the throw in. Just deciding what to do is the former Harrogate Town man. Onto head of Clampin it goes. Howe gives it the big up and under. Langston gets the better of Pearce. The ball bounces in the centre circle. Howe doesn't get much distance on his header. Hunt does well to find Stones. Stones gives it away though to Lisby, and good tackle from Howe. Now it's fed to Felix, far side of the field. Comes forward with Sinclair. I'm just being told it has officially been given to Francis. We could tell that from seeing what happened. It came through to Pearce, but I'm telling you, I don't think he touches it. That should get changed once they have a look at the videos. So it was Lisby's goal, I think. But it comes all the way across this near side.
Again,
and goes out for a throw into Braintree.
Decent football by City there. Ali Pearce found himself in a little bit of space in that 18-yard box and looped it back across for Ryan Fallowfield. Just fell into the ground.
Famplin by the corner flag in front of the York City supporters. Gets ready to throw downfield. Looking for a Kindy. Beaten to it by Fagan Walcott. Pearce sends it forward as he hooks it over his shoulder. That's going to go out there for a goal kick. Well, John Lewis has done really well actually to keep that in play. The defender hoped to shepherd that out. Robinson now is sent into touch. That'll be a York City throw in. Ryan Fallowfield comes to take it 10 yards away from the corner flag. Hunt gives it back to Fallowfield. City have managed to stay onside this time. Fallowfield's just run into trouble. He's done well actually in the end to get past his man, but then the man gets back in and Fallowfield wins a corner kick for York City.
Really good play from Ryan Fallowfield there. Just sheer determination to win something for City.
City's first corner kick of this second half. 5th of the game.
The City fans would love this going into the back of the net.
York is just by mistake. He's up on his feet down here and he's just caught one of the Essex football support officers or whatever they're called these days. With his hands, he was walking past. He'll be in the nick soon.
Don't mess with Yorkie.
Batty, deep one. Hunter head of Callum Howe, and he can't direct it towards goal. It was a good header from Howe, but he never got over it, and he went 2 or 3 yards over the bar.
Yeah, he got way above the defenders, but he couldn't get above the ball. And it's ended up, what a good foot, 2 foot over the bar.
It remains 2-1 to Braintree here on BBC Radio York. So we're at Rochdale Tuesday evening. Our sports programme will start at 6 as always, with the build-up beginning at 7. Goalkeeper clears down the centre of the field. Kindy. Pearce just hooks that forward, and the defender makes a bit of a mess of that. Again, the pitch did for him, and it comes into touch on this near side for a Ryan Fallowfield throw-in. Fallowfield to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott crosses into the box. Looking for John Lewis having his shirt pulled. Not spotted. Can't bring it under control. Nothing given.
See, if John Lewis goes down there, is that a penalty?
Well, it'd be soft, but he was having his shirt pulled. You can see from here he's having his shirt
pulled off. Yeah, so the linesman, I think, got to help the referee there.
He didn't appeal there, though, did he, John Lewis?
No,
I think
because
players
he accepted it.
Yeah. Fagan Walcott sends it forward once more again. John Lewis beaten to that. Miranda Marshall clears. Not anything to feed off yet, has he, the shop? The ball comes forward again. Ollie Pearce in the box, wanting a penalty, nothing given again. I think he's just out-muscled there.
Not going to get that there.
Felix. Batty gets there first. Can Sinclair keep it in field? No, he can't.
A lot of players are looking at the opposition player rather than the ball when trying to stop the opposition player getting the ball. You know, they're running into both teams are guilty of it, but go for the ball. I've no idea why not.
So thrown on halfway for Braintree. Down there right, headed clear by Sinclair. Sinclair had 1 run today. I know the pitch isn't great, but he's not, has he?
No, I don't think he's not had a really decent ball to him so he could get under control and run at them.
Nathaniel George is completely out of form as well. That really, he doesn't have the options at the minute.
I'm trying to sign these Lisby lads. They are quick.
They're quick. I'm not sure how technically gifted they might be though at the minute. Whether they're
threatening, aren't they?
Well, they're definitely threatened. Yeah. Fagan Walcott. Robinson picks it up on this near side. Goes back to clamp in. Fagan Walcott heads the back of Francis, and it goes across the far side to Felix. He gives it to Sinclair. Again, Sinclair's just stationary, just back to Felix.
It's like he's got nowhere to go. It comes in on his right foot, and he's not going to be on the outside of the player. So, and if the inside route's blocked off, he's stuck.
Felix to Pearce, who's tackled from behind and fouled. Free kick given to York. City making another change. Here comes Nathaniel George for Sinclair.
So, passing the baton on to Nathaniel George now and see if he can take or get the ball in first and then take his defender on. I think sometimes hands up as well to Braintree. The way they've managed our wingers has been pretty impressive. They've just not allowed the ball to get to them initially, and certainly when they haven't let them take them on. So City have to try and think of something new.
Quarter of an hour to go. Braintree lead 2-1. Batty from the free kick. John Lewis flicks it on. Looking for Stones. Stones flicks it on. Straight to Clampin though. He's going to clear left-footed down this near side. Fagan Walcott beaten to that in the air by Francis. Falls nicely to Blackwell. Oh, he plays it through to Lisby. Lisby opens up the angle. He's going to score. Oh, he's not. He's blasted it over the bar. Ooh. And that is the difference in quality between an Ollie Pearce and a Kyrese Lisby.
Yeah, I mean, he did everything right there. I don't know if the pitch didn't help him, but you've got to hit the target. And if he hits the target, it's in the back of the net. It's 3-1, game over. He hasn't. And that gives City a bit of a lifeline.
He's actually missed it by a distance as well, hasn't he?
I think it's still coming down. Just landed in Olympic Village.
Yeah, we came past the Olympic Village, didn't we, at Stratford on the way out here.
Impressive.
Are they going to make another change here? Or has he got blood on his shirt, one of the Braintree players over there? Lisby's been told to go over and change his shirt. What shirt's he putting on? Because that doesn't have his number on. So Lisby's got changed his shirt. He's now got somebody else's shirt on because it starts with a 2 and he was number 17. On that far side of the field. And City get the game back underway with Fagan Walcott. He gives it to Hunt. Hunt with a diagonal crossfield ball to Nathaniel George. Can't bring it down under control initially. The defender gets the better of him. Pennington, and he clears into touch on halfway. Throw into York City. Immediately a steward disappears through that hole in the corrugated fencing, the wall at the far side, and goes in search of that ball.
Hole or doorway, David? Come on.
Hole. You can maybe call it a door.
In the corrugated iron terrace stand.
Yeah. Pearce has been fouled. Defender all over the back of him, so York City have a free kick. About how far are we saying this is here? And this is about 30 yards from goal, plus an angle. City have taken it quickly to Batty, not even waited for everyone to get forward. And the referee's helped City out here because he played it to Nathaniel George, who was closed down immediately with the big men still going forward for York. I'm not sure what Dan Batty thought there.
Yeah. If Nathaniel George gets the ball, there's no one in the box for him to put it into. So strange one.
Matty's over it. City have now sent the big men forward. Joe Felix is the only one back, alongside Lisby. 25 he's got on his back. Then it comes from Batty into the middle, headed clear by Clampin. Hunt's going to pick it up and try and put it back in, but that's a poor ball from Alex Hunt. And Clampin easily gets the return ball, and now they come forward on this near side with Lisby. Joe Felix has been dragged back to his right back position here. This all come from the York City free kick. Now on this left hand side to Blackwell. Here he goes back to Clampin. Blackwell once more. Good tackle from Felix to win it back for City. He plays it inside Robinson, and Pearce has some room in the centre of the field. But he goes back to Howe. He tells Howe to give it to Nathaniel George, but Howe ignores Ollie Pearce. Just puts his foot on the ball and slows it down. It's interesting. Batty to Fallowfield on this near side. Fallowfield needs a pass. Has to go back to Fagan Walcott. City running out of time. 12 minutes to go. Still 2-1 to Braintree. Fagan Walcott with a long ball downfield. Looking for John Lewis, who tries to get there on the stretch. Goalkeeper makes a hash of it, but is given the decision by the referee.
Yeah, City are foraging and trying to move the opposition around a little bit, but then they realise that they're hitting a brick wall, so it becomes a long ball then, and that always favours the goalie.
Now the goalkeeper's gone down to waste time. The referee's making a clear point that he's holding his watch, saying I'm adding the time on, but there's nothing at all wrong with the goalkeeper.
Absolutely nothing wrong at all.
The referee's not allowing the goal. He's telling the physio not to come on.
Yeah, what a waste of time. That's a booking for trying to cheat you.
It's poor, isn't it?
You know,
it's poor.
Embarrassing as well. Actually embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, he's got up, absolutely fine, won the ball, and then
he didn't even get caught, does he?
No. Has he even touched him?
I don't think so. Anyway, he's up. He clears. He's fine. Clamplin down this left hand side puts it straight into touch. Throw into City then. for Fallowfield to take in his defensive third. Down the line it goes. Of course, next week City win another throw in the big. The Wealdstone game is the anniversary, the nearest game to the 70th anniversary of the Happy Wanderers FA Cup semi-final side. Well, there's lots of people going who were at that game, been invited by the Supporters Trust into hospitality. I know they're hoping to have a big round of applause in the 54th and the 55 minute as well for that. So everyone who's going to be at the LNEA next Saturday, the SC Block Reds are behind that as well. So that will happen next weekend. That's a nice ball to Fallowfield on this right-hand side, but he just can't get there. Clamping puts the tackle in. York City have a throw in by the corner flag.
Yeah, good ball from Nathaniel George to Fallowfield. And City, if they're going to up it, they need to start now.
To Hunt. Oh, he's offside again from a throw-in, Fallowfield.
Is he offside?
Hunt give it straight back. It was so poor.
It was poor. No one's arguing, but is he offside? Was the linesman right on top of it? I mean, you're right. It shouldn't even be a question, really, because you know not to pass it back to the person you've thrown the ball to in that sort of a situation. But it's clamping. I'm sure he's playing. He's onside. He's onside.
I think he is onside, actually.
It's ridiculous. Linesman.
He stood right in front of the linesman, so he's sort of blocking the view of the Braintree player in the box.
Yeah.
But he was onside that time. That is poor from the linesman.
What a horror.
They clear long. Fallowfield struggling to deal with it. But he does well in the end. Robinson then puts it into touch. So Fallowfield keeps it in and heads it clear. Miranda Marshall heads forward. Looking for Francis on this near side. Howe shepherds him to the byline. He holds it up well though. Does Francis. Going to give it back to Robinson. Keeps hold of it. Still got it as Francis. Jermaine Francis goes back to Miranda Marshall, and from inside his own half is going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. John Lewis is going to try and close him down. Safety first from the goalkeeper, gives it to Langston. Langston's gone back to him, and then it bobbled, and the goalkeeper's tried to clear, scuffed it, and it's going to come into touch on this near side, is it? No, it's kept in play by Robinson. Regan Walcott needs to deal with this, and he does. Down the line it goes, and that's skewed into touch for a York City throw, level with the edge of the penalty area. 2-1 Braintree still lead. Stones takes the throw in quickly. Pearce is onside. Feels for handball, nothing given, and from the crowd. As he tries to put the block on it, goes through to the goalkeeper. And now they've got other men going down off the ball here. Langston's gone down. Is he going to get up? He is going to get up.
Yeah, I mean, City knocking at the door, but they're not banging it down.
They're tapping.
Yeah, tickling it at the moment. It's all just felt a little bit flat.
Never tried tickling it though.
No, don't. It's not a good thing.
No.
You look exceptionally strange.
I'm sure you do. Francis gives it to Batty. Hunt. John Lewis. Pearce trying to win a free kick in the centre circle. Nothing given. Nice.
He doesn't even.
Tried to buy that. Pearce has got to be careful. He got up immediately, as well. So he remembered he was on a booking. And now Harrison Mills come out of his area and headed the ball outside the penalty area. The referee's giving him a yellow card, saying you clattered the player.
No, he's had to challenge for the ball. The ball's in the air, and he's headed it. A, is it even a free kick? And B, I mean, is it a yellow card for?
We'll watch it in a minute. He's come out charging out of his area, the corner of his area, to get on top of Lisby.
It looks messy, but I think both players have to challenge for it. Harrison Mail had to challenge for it.
So Pearce tried to buy the free kick. There's a long ball downfield. Lisby tries to get on the end of it. Mail comes flying out of his area. Oh, he does.
Oh, he's gone over the top of him.
And he does catch him as well.
Yeah.
The referee's got that right.
Take that back.
But it's a dangerous situation that York City are going to have to deal with here if they want to have any chance of getting anything from this game.
It's like a double substitution as well.
It does, yeah. Ricky Aguiar's about to come on. Billy Chadwick again.
I like Billy. This would be a good day for him to come on and do something like he did at Halifax. You remember? There's a player in there as well. You just need to find him. But more importantly, there's a free kick to defend here first.
Blackwell's over it. Swings it into the box. Headed clear by Howe. Hunt ends up on the floor. It's going to come back in again. Is it from this near side? Langston's going to let it go into touch for a long throw, I think. Or they're going to let Clamplin come across and take a shot on the axe. It takes more time for him to get across. Here come the two changes for York City.
Well, it's the last throw of the dice, isn't it, for Adam Hinshelwood?
It is. Chadwick and Aguiar, they've both got the pink skins on underneath the pink top. It's Hunt and Batty that are coming off.
But he's probably got the attitude, you might as well lose this 3-1 as 2-1, you know. Let's go for it. And this will be a really good day for these players to get the name up in lights.
They've got 5 minutes plus injury time.
Yeah.
It should be 5. After being at Wembley yesterday, when they only put 4 minutes up in that second half, there's about 10 substitutions. There's a long 4-minute injury timeout for the goalkeeper who had to be taken off as well. They put up 4 minutes. Can't get it right at that level. You've got absolutely no chance at the rest of it.
Yeah. I think someone needs to manufacture it.
Clamplin. At the back to Miranda Marshall. He gets it back again, does the midfielder. Now he sends it forward. Controlled on the chest by 35-year-old John Akindi, who's looked useful once more. And then Nathaniel George goes to ground under pressure. Nothing given by the referee. Nathaniel George told to get up by Gary Elphick, who's clapping his hands together. Went to Thiel Hills, he went down too softly, trying to win a free kick. Referee doesn't buy it. And they've won. It's gone out for a goal kick because the ball's in that far corner of the ground.
I think Gary Elphick had a point there. Nathaniel George just going down way too easily.
Should never have had the haircut. Never been in the same place since.
Samson.
Fagan Walcott sends it forward. John Lewis wins the flick on. Pearce doesn't get it because he would have been offside. So Nathaniel George goes forward, but he can't get there. Braintree put it into touch once more for a throw-in. Aguiar down the line to Nathaniel George. He gives it back to Aguiar. Aguiar puts a deep cross in. John Lewis controls on his chest, edge of the area. Stones picks it up and tries to give it to Fallowfield. Fallowfield will now get it, does he? No, he leaves it for Stones into the box. He dinks it to the back stick. It's too deep. And it goes out for a goal kick.
I think he's miskicked it actually, Stones there. It was neither a shot nor a cross. It's gone straight out of the pitch.
Yeah. You do feel this is going to be the final nail in the coffin, the title coffin, you would have thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least then they can focus on what the job in hand, you know, which is to absolutely be ready for these playoffs that are coming up. Because they seem a long way away right now, but they're not. It's 6-7 weeks.
Going to make another change of the home team in a minute. They send the ball down the left. Fagan Walcott has to go back towards his own goal, and he does well. In fact, he's being fouled as well. Now the change will take place. This will be Emmanuel Okanowo. And he's coming on for Kyrese Lisby. They put 17 up, but of course he doesn't have 17 on his back anymore. He's got 25 on his back.
Yeah.
Lisby's going to just dawdle across that far side of the ground. Healthy round of applause from the Braintree supporters.
Yeah, well, he's been a threat, Lisby. Fast,
He never did come back, James Cleverly, did he?
No, I think they've...
half a match man.
Maybe. Well, maybe he's enjoying the hospitality. Who knows?
I think he'd seen enough.
Oh, that.
Mail gets ready to clear. Downfield it goes, looking for Stones. Stones wins the first flick on and the second, trying to find Pearce, who's not had much change today, Ollie Pearce.
No, we've been well managed by the Braintree defence.
Into touch it goes. Ryan Fallowfield has to come across and get the ball off a little girl in the crowd, who gives it to him straight away. Good on her. She gets a high five from the gentleman sat next to her. Fagan Walcott sends it forward. Oh, there's no. That's poor from Malachi, straight through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we're sort of resorting to the it's nice to mix it up and a good long ball, but it's not really had much of an effect this afternoon.
75 seconds of normal time to go. City still trailing by 2-1. First defeat in 6 against Braintree. This would be for York City. First ever defeat against Braintree.
Have to blame the referee, not for his performance. For the stats that we'd never seen us lose against them.
That's true. That's gone out of play. That should be a York City throw-in. It was all of the ball. We could see it as well from here. Fallowfield to Fagan Walcott. Appeals for foul throw against Fallowfield. Not given. It could have been. Mail sends it to the left-hand side to Aguiar. He gives it infield to Chadwick. Still not seen anything from Billy. That's his first touch,
deep.
I think.
Very deep.
Fagan Walcott. Got Chadwick alongside him. He's shouting for it. You can hear him shouting.
No.
Then he slips as Billy Chadwick. Robinson could come forward with it. This is the thing. He just doesn't cover himself in glory when he comes on.
When things aren't
he's
going
gone all the way
for
back to Mail.
I mean,
It's completely slipped. He's shouting, screaming for the ball. He gets given it with a simple 3-yard pass and he just slips. Long ball downfield. Flicked on by John Lewis. Langston heads clear. Far side of the field. Nathaniel George trying to get there. Braintree man trying to buy a free kick. Referee doesn't give it. 7 minutes.
Wow. Can win 2 games in that time. Come on, City.
Felix. Diagonal ball to the edge of the area. Fallowfield waiting for it to come. It's never going to arrive. Headed into touch. New lease of life for Yorkie down there. It was on his feet. Fallowfield to Fagan Walcott. Chadwick. Back to goal. Why didn't you turn? Stones has had a go at Billy Chadwick there and said, why didn't you turn the edge of the area? He's gone back to halfway.
Yeah, always trying to keep possession for the sake of it.
Nathaniel George is now fouled. City will now load the box.
Just maybe needs someone to take a gamble, take a leap of faith and try and take a player on, get a shot off. We haven't tested their keeper, have we?
With the free kick. Into the box it comes, at the near post, and it's gathered well by the goalkeeper with the players coming across him. The referee's given a free kick. He collided with John Lewis. And he's given the home team the decision. Brave goalkeeping. And it stays 2-1, Ian.
Yeah, this.
And of course he's getting new treatment.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with him. Absolutely nothing wrong with him. This has crept into the game now. It really is annoying.
Yeah, very frustrating.
I think it adds to the frustration of the afternoon. The way City they've not really managed to get themselves into a third or fourth gear, have they? It's always felt a little bit second gearish, not in a good way, not in a we've dominated way. We haven't been able to get out of second gear and actually threaten the opposition.
I don't think you're going to get your wish to see the substitute goalkeeper either, because I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Who's that? Philip Hausen-Nielsen.
Yeah, that's the one. Callum Howe's got across to take on some instructions over there. Referee, what's he doing? He's been pulled across. The referee, what's been going on over there? He's off to the Braintree bench. Who's he pulling out of that Braintree bench? Who's he pulling out? He's pulled one of the backroom staff.
I didn't even see the
yellow card is shown to him.
Yeah. I mean, the keeper's looks in.
They look getting involved, fourth officials, don't they?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, this is called the referee.
Goalkeeper's going to leap up here like Lazarus.
Yeah.
You watch.
Yeah.
He's still sat around having a drink.
They're going through all the motions. That, like,
the referee's left him to go up to halfway, hasn't he? So he's basically giving him free licence just to spend as much time on the pitch as he wants to.
Yeah.
The physio's not. There's 2 physios with him. One's just stood there with his hands in his pockets for a second holding the drink.
Well, they've given up looking concerned.
And now the ref's back. So he's now got his bag back to him, and he's gone back down his haunches as a physio.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
They're playing you here, referee.
Even the physio gave up, showing concern.
There you go, he's up.
Oh, it's a miracle. That when they touch someone's neck. We keep seeing them.
What's he doing here?
Is he going to be able to play on the goalkeeper?
Now he's having a drink. The referee's going to have another word with him.
I'd book him.
And a second drink.
It's
referee's told him, put your drink down and get on with this. Oh, and he has a third one. It's ignored the referee.
Yeah.
Well played, Henry Gray.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a Braintree fan, you're not too worried right now.
So we've played 3.5 minutes. And he finally clears.
Well, nothing wrong with him.
That took a good 3 minutes.
Come on, City.
So there should be 10 now of injury time. Braintree come forward, edge of the York City box. Robinson. And they moved it across this left-hand side, near the corner flag. Trying to wait up a few seconds here. Robinson tries to win a corner, falls nicely for Clamplin. He's going to run into too many pink shirts over there, I think. And they do eventually come out of the corner, though. And it finds its way to Francis. Again, he goes back to the corner, trying to waste some time. City trying to win the ball back. And that's gone into touch for a York City throw-in. Clamplin, a bit of pushing and shoving with Fagan Walcott. Fallowfield gets ready to take the throw in. That's got foul throw connotations about it as well, but he's got away with it once more as Ryan Fallowfield. There's work for him to do on that during the week. Downfield it goes, and Howe gets his head to it. Sent forward.
Go on,
big up and under. Pierce is flagged offside.
He was offside as well. I think he knew it.
And again, it's gone through to the goalkeeper who drops on the floor with the ball. 2-1, Braintree. Still in. think Adam's going to be too thrilled when he gets over here.
No, he's
5 o'clock.
His team, they just haven't, like I say, they haven't got out of second gear and not in a good way. They've sort of shown signs of trying, as you'd expect, the very least, but the class and the quality just hasn't been there this afternoon.
Kindy put his hand into the face there of Fagan Walcott. Yeah, the referee spotted it. He's alright, I think.
Well, if you're a Braintree fan, just beat Gateshead. It looked like beating the City. It's a heck of a week for their manager.
Yeah. He clears, does Mail, with his fresh haircut that he seems to have had in the last few days. Edge of the area. Goes to John Lewis. He's having his shirt pulled. Nothing given by the referee. Robinson clears. And finds a Kindy. Not sure if that's good luck or good judgment. Kindy's now going to leave it to Blackwell. Back to Kindy. Now back to Blackwell. He's going to go to the corner flag. Slowly but surely he'll get there. Felix tries to put the tackle in. He's somehow got away from Felix. To the corner flag he goes. Blackwell. City win the ball back. Fallowfield sends it forward, but the orange shirts have it again at the back. It's a big up and under. Fagan Walcott heads it into the centre. Chadwick gives it to Aguiar. Aguiar to Howe. Braintree fans behind the goal are enjoying themselves. We're to our left hand side. Fagan Walcott sends it forward once more. John Lewis flicks it on to Pearce, edge of the area. Pearce tries to lay it off, but it's behind Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George now gets past his man on that left hand side. Can he get a cross in? It's a deep one. My word, it's poor. Straight into the York fans behind the goal from Nathaniel George.
It's the first time someone's gone round the outside of the fullback though. In 90 minutes, that's the first time a winger has gone past the fullback. The cross wasn't very good, but
the Braintree bench are on at the fourth official here. He's telling them to sit down over there. They've played the 7 minutes already, but it should be another 3.
Yeah, your goalkeeper stayed down for 3 minutes, guys, for nothing wrong with him, remember.
Yeah.
So there's your 3 minutes.
He's still having a word with someone over there as the fourth official. Goalkeeper's taking his time. Braintree lead 2-1. And now he clears, does Gray, in front of the York City supporters. A few starting to drift towards the exit. Howe gets the better of a Kindy. Nathaniel George gives it to Chadwick. Chadwick gets away from his hand, does really well. Billy Chadwick comes forward to the left. Oh, then it's a terrible pass from Billy Chadwick. He's overhit now by about 20 yards down that left hand side.
Yeah, they've all done that all match long, overhitting the pass. And Chadwick on that occasion looked threatening, and then that final ball just lacked the quality required.
That's not a difficult ball though, is it?
It shouldn't be. And he's a better player than that, Whatever you think about him, that's just a really poor bit of play after a good bit of play. So
if we're looking positives, at least Josh Stone seems to have come through full what would be 100 minutes unscathed here.
Yeah. Adam Crooks has had an hour as well.
Yeah.
Oh, get up. My word.
Heads clear. A Kindy trying to buy a free kick there. Oh, Fagan Walcott didn't look what he was doing. He gives it straight back to a Kindy. Blackwell. And that goes into touch. That'll be York City throw-in. We played 8 and a bit minutes. Should be in this another 90 seconds. Chadwick gets it at the back for York City and comes forward. Needs to pick out a pass this time, Billy Chadwick. Gives it to Aguiar on the left-hand side on halfway. Gets it back, does Chadwick. First touch not great, but he bobbled up to them. Then he manages... Oh, it's a terrible pass again to Howe. That's a simple 3-yard pass. He sent it 3 yards behind him.
Yep. On totally wrong wavelength.
Howe forward, down the centre of the field. Headed clear by Clamplin as far as Stones on this left-hand side. Stones trying to win something, and he wins a throw-in by the corner flag.
Now then, can City pull out one of those last gasp performances, results, goals, whatever? Harrison Mail, he's asking the manager, shall I go up? Yeah, go up. Of course, have it. He's not gonna.
No, he's going to stay in the centre circle.
Yeah,
Harrison
everyone
Mail.
else can go up. Go on, Malachi, get yourself in that box.
Ollie
kid.
Pearce is taking this throw-in.
Wow.
What's Ollie Pearce got in the tank? He's gone short to Felix. Get back on side, Pearce, which he does. Back to Felix, and it comes now. Deep on to the back stick, flicked away by Braintree to the edge of the area to Aguiar. He goes left-hand side to Nathaniel George. Tries to dink it in, appeals for handball. Nothing given. I thought it hit the back of the Braintree man. He clears it to halfway. The referee blows a full-time whistle, and the home team win the game by 2-1. Huge celebrations.
Oh, celebrating like they won the cup, and fair play. This will feel like a huge win for Braintree, and they deserved it over the 90 minutes. I think they deserved it. It wasn't the prettiest of matches from either side, but Braintree got the goals, and that's the difference.
Yeah, goals in the first half from John Akindi, equalised by Josh Stones. Bit of a scramble, if we're being honest. It could have fallen to anyone. It fell kindly to Stones. And then Francis in the second half, given the goal, but I think it was from the far side. It was Lisby who put the ball in, deflected off Joe Felix as he tried to block it, and looped over everyone. I think it went in unopposed at the back post. Mail couldn't get across, and that means that York City fall to defeat. Surely now the title race is over. It's finished here at Cressing Road. Braintree Town 2, York City 1.
Georgie Spanswick at breakfast.
My last day as a 59-year-old Declan.
How are you feeling on your last day?
Oh, well, I'm feeling very old, actually. Oh, hello. Good to get that, Dec.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Georgie.
It's Peter here from the Yorkshire Vet. I think you're much younger than what they're telling me, but have a good day, Georgie.
Georgie, it's Amy Garcia from Look North here. I just wanted to wish you a happy, big birthday.
Hi, Georgie. It's Guy Mowbray from Match of the Day and Gladiators. Just want to wish you a very happy birthday. And as regards to celebrations, we are ready!
Georgie Spanswick.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC Radio York. BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, so full-time at the Cressing Road Stadium where it's finished Braintree Town 2, York City 1. Josh Stones had equalised before Kyrese Lisby scored the winner for the home side. Also full-time at the SMH Group Stadium between Chesterfield and Harrogate Town. Let's get a full-time report from Tim Steer.
And as the rain continues to pour down in Derbyshire, Harrogate Town will be leaving the happier of the two teams. Full-time score, Chesterfield 0, Harrogate Town 0. The first half, which saw Harrogate Town playing the better football, creating more chances on goal, but Chesterfield understandably came out brightly at the start of the second half. And manager Simon Weaver did say to us before the game that this was probably going to be one of those where they looked to try and hit Chesterfield every chance they could on the counter-attack, because of the home side would probably dominate possession. They did, 70% to 30 in favour of the home team, but when needed, Harrogate Town dug in, and they owe James Belshaw a big debt as well, making 4 big saves in that second half, particularly in the final 10 minutes of the game where Chesterfield were peppering the Harrogate Town goal. And for all of Harrogate Town's efforts, they did struggle a bit more on the counter-attack in the second half. They were intercepting some stray passes from the home side, but when they got into the final third, it just looked like they didn't have the belief in themselves to go and get that goal. Josh March played through by Dean Cornelius, but he just took one touch too many, held it up for too long, and it allowed a defender to come in and win it. Ellis Taylor again with a chance down the left-hand side to put a ball into the box for Curzons, but again just took that little bit too long in possession before trying to get the cross in, which was eventually blocked. So it was just moments like that where maybe a team with more confidence and belief behind them going forward, they could have won that game, Harrogate Town. But the important thing for them was in the final 10 minutes was just to make sure they come away with a point and a clean sheet, and that is exactly what they did this afternoon. Much like the game down at Port Vale, it finishes 0-0, and much like the game down at Port Vale, Harrogate Town will be happy with that, considering as well that Morecambe have lost 1-0 at Port Vale, so the gap between Harrogate Town and the bottom two is now 11 points. Full-time score, Chesterfield 0, Harrogate Town 0.
Thanks to Tim Steer. Full-time also at Hague Avenue between Southport and Scarborough Athletic. James Fletcher.
Yes, Pete, it's a victory for Scarborough Athletic this afternoon. Their hoodoo on the beaches of Southport has come to an end after 19 years. It finished Southport 0, Scarborough Athletic 1. The goal coming from, who else? The former Southport striker in Richie Bennett after 26 minutes. It was Chris Renshaw, the Southport goalkeeper, who sliced the ball horribly out of play. From the resulting throw-in, Perver made a move towards the box, could have gone down, but Bennett stayed alert, Perver stayed on his feet, and the ball was played through. Bennett sliding in and tucking home from little more than 8 yards. Southport were no friends with the referee, however, today. They should have had a penalty in the first half. A ball was played into the penalty area. Luke Burgess got around Will Thornton, who pulled him on the shoulder, brought him down. The referee, however, said no. The only time where Southport really showed that they were going to get back into this game was when it was too little too late. In the 8 minutes of stoppage time, South Scarborough looked very comfortable in possession. They did what they needed to do. An honest, hard-working away day performance. Scarborough Athletic have won here, Pete, by 1-0, and Ryan Whitley has a 50th clean sheet for Scarborough.
Thank you to James Fletcher. So full time in all three of our